when a raft drifts under him on the freezing sea, like a single leaf bobbing in the swell. Then a gust of wind so freezing it locks up his spine jolts him wide awake. He opens his eyes slowly, only to confirm he really is stuck on a floating wooden raft with nothing but a salvage net and a simple fishing rod nearby, staring out at a horizon crowded with massive ice floes and diving seabirds. The only thought his battered brain can process is a never-ending cycle of questions. Where is he? What is he doing here? How did he end up on this piece of wood? The last thing he remembers is pulling an exhausting all-nighter at his desk, hunched over yet another brain-numbing chapter for the web novel site he had been scraping by on for 2.5 years. He was a failed author living off a meager attendance bonus, working day and night like a total workhorse just so the picky readers in his comments section could enjoy their daily 10,000-word update. Somewhere between writing one sentence and the next, his eyes slipped shut, and now he has apparently woken up in a totally different world. A cold electronic voice speaks without warning, making him look down at his left wrist to find a glowing blue bracelet, welcoming him as a chosen survivor of the ICC Survival World, warning him to forget everything about modern civilization because it no longer matters. Now, his only job is to grow stronger, survive, and get lucky. Hearing that tens of billions of people transmigrated at once is hard to believe, but he accepts reality and taps the bracelet. A semi-transparent screen unfolds with 5 main modules: survival manual, stats, crafting table, communication channel, and a trading platform. Tapping the survival guide first, he learns his raft is the absolute foundation of his survival. He must treat it with care. Wood upgrades it into a house, but nights are lethally freezing, requiring campfires and quilts. Meanwhile, the salvage net reels in ice floes packed with supplies and weapons, while melted ice provides drinking water. The fishing rod pulls up crafting materials, edible fish, and even rare treasure chests or weird items like overalls, chickens, or basketballs right from the ocean. However, the water is teeming with violent sea beasts, with hungry sharks leading the pack. To survive, he must expand his raft quickly to withstand their attacks. Checking his stats, he is registered as Jin Pong with 0 psionic energy and a rank 0 physique. That special energy comes from cores harvested from defeated sea beasts, which upgrades physical strength and evolves beast pets. The communication channel turns out to be a chaotic global chat. 10 billion players with nobody else inside his 10-kilometer radius at coordinates 550, 865. Is already a zoo. Honestly, it is pure panic. People screaming about sharks. Couples are crying out for each other, mixed with endless show-offs and desperate singles. One smug user asks why nobody has a cheat system yet. Someone else claims she will gladly marry any lucky guy who manages to bind one. Another claims to have fished up a whole live chicken. The survival guide was not exaggerating, and Jin Pong needs to move. He is about to start salvaging ice when a cold voice rings inside his head, announcing that the ocean Overlord system is activating and binding to the host. He catches himself grinning. Of course he is the protagonist, and asks how it helps him rule these seas. The system answers, expect daily sign-in rewards that grow. With streaks, weekly and monthly bonuses stacking up, a newbie gift pack finally arrives. In the next breath, he opens it immediately. Inside is a survival pack: 10 Tier 1 beast cores and a Tier 1 beast pet, a Jiao Shark. The pack in 10 blue gems drop right into his hands. At that exact second, 2 meters and several 100 kilograms of shark slam straight into his arms. His ribs groan as the massive beast nuzzles his chest like an affectionate puppy. The system panel lists her as a Jiao Shark, a Tier 1 sea beast with 0 skills, apparently the most common creature in the ocean. Sharp teeth and nose for blood, total glutton, yet gentle, curious, and suitable for steaming, grilling, or boiling. A side note warns that his own scent is making her drool. Fortunately, once a wild creature becomes a pet, it turns into a loyal companion that would never hurt its owner. She looks up, calling him master. He is asked if he is touched, while she promises to catch fish and drift ice. Then she vows to fight any attacking monster. He answers with cold sweat on his forehead. Actually, he cannot move because she almost crushed his lungs upon arrival. He begs her to get off before his spine snaps. She chirps happily and slides away. Swimming around the raft in pure excitement, he catches his breath, checking the survival pack. 100 wood, 50 stone, 5 iron ingots, a 5-pronged trident, and a backpack. An exquisite weapon with 100 durability. The pile almost sinks his raft. under its weight before quickly shoving everything inside his magical backpack. It acts like an infinite storage ring, holding up to 10 distinct item types. Next, he exchanges 10 beast cores for 20 points each, earning 200 points. Instead of evolving Jiao Shark, he dumps 100 points into his physical strength. The freezing cold is already biting to the bone, physical upgrade complete. With his Tier 1 physique, warmth floods his body, he can easily handle. Freezing cold now, but those minus 50-degree nights will still kill him. He remembers to check in successful, time for more loot. 5 steamed buns, 10 small sea fish, 5 Tier 1 cores, and another Tier 1. Jiao Shark, before he can even process this, a second massive shark materializes. In his arms with a flash of light, thankfully his upgraded body catches. Beast easily, and he tosses her right into the ocean. That is easily 300 or 400 kilos. He mutters that his upgraded physique is the only thing that saved his spine. This one is male. The instant he sees the female, his eyes literally turn to hearts. He starts circling her like a love-struck puppy. He decides he needs to name them before things get completely out of hand. Watching the female devour a freshly caught fish, he names her Shark Eagle, a majestic name meant to represent a fierce raptor. She just stares blankly up at him, asking in a flat voice if he is insulting her. He tells her firmly that she is totally mistaken. Turning to the male with those massive, oversized fins, he decides that since a fin is basically an arm, he will be Shark Arm. His crouching dragon and fledgling phoenix meet Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. Shark Arm blinks his big, empty eyes and asks if they can change that name because it sounds awful, but he instantly shuts down the complaint. It is a legendary, a great name, he insists, when the male turns to Shark Eagle for support. It sounds fine. Since his crush likes it, he immediately folds, squealing that from now on, his name is Shark Arm. What a total disgrace to the shark community. He just rolls his eyes and sends them to work, ordering them to push all nearby ice flows his way. Harvesting ice alone is too slow. He converts 5 Tier 1 beast cores into psionic energy for extra points. This nets him 100 extra points, letting him admire his newly updated stats. 200 psionic energy, a Tier 1 physique, and 2 Jiao Shark pets. Evolving his pets matters more than upgrading his physique. They fight in the water. He cannot fight beneath the waves, so they will be his front line against wild sea beasts. Shark Eagle returns pushing 5 ice floes, begging for praise. He tells her she has been obedient. As he reaches out to pat her head, she affectionately rubs her forehead against him. Just like a spoiled puppy, without warning, he activates his beast evolution skill. A ball of light leaves his bracelet, sinks into her body, and she instantly doubles in size. She grows from 2 meters to 4, weighing well over a ton now, a true Tier 2 beast. Newly evolved Jiao Shark roars skyward, showing off rows of razor-sharp fangs. She tells him she is bursting with power, though she wishes the evolution lasted longer. She asks if they can do it again, but he refuses, explaining he is completely out of energy. She pouts, teasingly mock disappointed that her master is already out of juice. He rolls his eyes at the cheeky innuendo, telling her they desperately need more beast cores. They simply do not have enough. She glances sideways at Shark Arm, who is just arriving. She suggests they could just dig his core out, finally ending his constant harassment. He obviously declines, but Shark Arm swims up, completely staring in awe at her new size. Hearts practically pop out of his eyes, but she flatly calls him a skinny little dog. She tells him to leave her alone. Poor Shark Arm looks over at his master, utterly heartbroken. He whines that he does not want to be a skinny dog, but his master just sighs. If he wants to evolve, he will need to hunt more sea beasts and prove himself. While his pets push more ice, he starts picking up the floating blocks one by one. He smashes them with his bare fists, getting mostly useless ice cubes and cursing his bad luck. Suddenly, a notification chimes. He scores 3 small sea fish and something even better. A Tier 2 beast core. It turns out these ice floes can actually hide valuable cores. Each is worth 50 psionic energy. 4 of these would easily upgrade Shark Arm as well. His food stockpile grows to 13 small sea fish, thanks to his check-in and the flows. With steamed buns included, that is lunch and dinner sorted, but he still needs a fire. The crafting recipe requires 5 wood and 5 stone, which he quickly builds on his raft. He carefully places stones beneath the kindling, so the flames do not burn his raft down. 5 small sea fish go right onto the grill. Soon, the delicious aroma drifts across the water. A furious roar echoes in response. A 2-meter shark is speeding straight toward him. Jaws wide, eyes red with hunger, he is not afraid. In fact, he is excited. This is the ultimate test run for Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. His status panel scans the beast. It is a Tier 1 Jiao Shark with a beginner-level bite skill, boosting its attack power. A 25% boost to tooth sharpness might sound small, but it is incredibly deadly. For a shark, teeth are everything. He orders Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to attack. They roar in perfect unison and charge forward, with the newly evolved Shark Eagle taking the lead. Leaving her partner in the dust, she leaps from the water and lands right on the enemy. She bites off its dorsal fin in a single devastating chomp, a highly intelligent move. Avoiding those deadly teeth, she systematically tears apart its fins and tail. With the enemy completely distracted, Shark Arm seizes his moment to strike from below. He dives deep under the belly, tearing a massive chunk right out of its abdomen. Blood clouds the water. As the beast weakens, the duo swiftly finish it off. In under half a minute, they finish the job. He is stunned. A Tier 2 is overwhelming. They push the leftover head to him. Suddenly, his bracelet flashes with an announcement. He collects 20 portions of Tier 1C beast meat and 30 sharp teeth from the carcass, along with 1 Tier 1 beast core, a beginner skill stone for bite, and a global notification. The system announces that he is the very first chosen one in this ice world to kill a Tier 1C beast, earning him the title Sea Brave. This boosts his and his pet's combat power by 10%. That is a 10% stacking bonus on every pet he ever raises. With thousands, it is an army. Imagine the sheer chaos of that power. The skill stone says that either the chosen ones or their beast pets can learn bite for 25% more tooth sharpness. Since he prefers soft food, he hands it to Shark Eagle. Her skill list jumps to 4 out of 5. Wait, there is a cap. 5 skills per pet. Fine, he thinks. He will focus skill stone growth on Shark Arm and his future pets. If Shark Eagle gets stuffed with beginner skills, she will just have to cope. The sharp teeth are weapon crafting materials he does not need. They will go on the trade platform. The 20 portions of Tier 1C beast meat is more than he can eat, so he will list half of it there too. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm inform him with straight faces that they did not eat the head because it tasted awful, claiming they left it out of respect. He thanks them through gritted teeth for their so-called conscience, muttering that they really do have one, just not very much. Before moving on, he lists 10 portions of Tier 1. See beast meat on the trade platform for 20 units of any material, excluding ice, and posts the offer in the trading channel. Immediately, the chat detonates. People are shocked, asking how he killed a shark, with some bowing in respect. Some offer to warm his bed, alongside the inevitable question about having a system cheat. He denies it quickly, claiming he just ate a few Tier 2 beast cores from ice flows to reach Tier 1 physique and kill a small shark, which other chosen ones gladly confirm from their own experiences with physique upgrades and freezing on the ice. Then the private messages start hitting him. 20 wood for 1 portion of meat is accepted, and 10 stone for half a portion is taken because the buyer is starving. That is some easy profit. Then a player offers 10 portions for 200 units, claiming he has something our hero will want. He sends a photo of a colorful stone. This skill enhancement stone raises a skill by 1 tier, from beginner to intermediate, doubling its overall effect. It is rare and marks the absolute perfect timing. The young man was worried about Shark Eagle being stuck at beginner bite and falling behind later. He haggles the price down to 8 portions. The deal goes through and he feeds the stone straight to Shark Eagle. Her bite skill jumps to intermediate, reaching 100% sharpness. Her attack power is doubled. He messages the seller to ask how he got the stone. The seller says he fished up an iron chest, the lowest tier below bronze, silver, gold, and purple gold, and pulled the skill stone out of it along with wood and stone. Talk about god tier luck. He decides he should fish more, trading 2 more portions of meat for 20 linen ropes and 20 hay. He converts the freshly harvested Tier 2 core and the new Tier 1 into psionic energy and sits down to eat 5 small sea fish, 2 steamed buns, and 1 portion of sea beast meat. The small fish are barely a mouthful without bones, but the sea beast meat actually tastes just like chicken. His raft, however, is still level 0, measuring 5 meters by 5. His raft is fragile, practically begging for an urgent upgrade, and luckily he has the wood. He upgrades to level 1, 10 by 10 with real defense, transforming the raft. Talk about a massive upgrade. 100 square meters beats his old rental apartment from his past life. Suddenly, Shark Eagle and Shark Arm rush back in a panic. They warn him that sharks are coming, a pack of 5, led by a mad shark. This monster is just as massive as Shark Eagle, drawn in by the bloody water. The scent traveled over 10 kilometers, reaching predators far beyond what he can see. He smiles. This is just perfect fodder for Shark Eagle to test her intermediate bite. The leader leaps from the ocean, a 4-meter beast even bulkier than his pet. The system panel identifies it as a Tier 1 mad shark with no special skills. Yet it is faster than Tier 0 sharks, with a description mockingly suggesting eating its brain. This insult only earns a deep scowl from him. Meanwhile, the mad beast roars out. It wants to eat him, claiming Shark Arm as a lackey and Shark Eagle as his wife. He laughs at the audacity of this creature, trying to steal his loyal companions. He orders them forward. Shark Eagle lures the leader, while his 4 underlings follow. She dives circles and triggers her bite, her sharp teeth glowing white with power. With doubled sharpness and her title bonus, she severs his tail in a single chomp. Blood gushes as his balance fails, and she rides her dorsal fin straight through him, slicing him in half. Meanwhile, 2 Tier 0 sharks strike. They ram the raft, their heads bouncing off uselessly against the reinforced hull. This is level 1 defense. As one bites, he drives a 5-pronged trident forward. It pierces straight through the eye into its brain, boosted by his title. His Tier 1 physique makes him feel invincible, almost shouting to challenge the rest. But he keeps quiet to avoid drawing even more trouble. Meanwhile, the second shark tries to flee toward Shark Arm, who is already busy fighting the other beasts. He launches the trident like a heavy javelin, scoring a clean 1-shot kill. The weapon pierces its skull. Nearby, Shark Arm is trading blows with the rest. As one bites his fin, a water column from Shark Eagle's tail hurls it away. Saved, he immediately tries to kiss her, but she slaps him with her tail. She orders him to sit aside while she handles the remaining beasts herself. She finishes the job within 30 seconds, leaving the sea dyed deep red. His bracelet lists the loot: 120 Tier 1 meat and 5 cores. He also gets 200 teeth, bringing his total psionic energy to 170. He is just 30 short of evolving Shark Arm, but the blood smell is rising. He has to leave immediately. Fortunately, he traded for some linen rope earlier. He synthesizes the 20 lengths of rope into 2 10-meter pulling lines. He ties them to his pet's fins and connects the other end to his raft. He orders them to pull him anywhere far away from this terrible stench. They haul, and within minutes, the raft is gliding smoothly across the water. Behind them, a feeding frenzy erupts as sharks devour the scraps and each other. 3 hours and 60 kilometers later, his pets report the blood scent is gone. He stops. The channel reads a world population under 10 billion. Only 20 regional survivors remain within 10 kilometers. 150,000 dead in 4 hours, and night is fast approaching. The temperature is about to plunge, and he has no time for charity. He needs a wooden shelter before nightfall. The crafting table lists 1 for 50 wood. He synthesizes a 5x5 shelter right in the center of the raft. But the description has a warning. It only shields him from wind, rain, and cold. Giant hail will smash right through it, so he upgrades immediately. Level 1 is a 6x6 box that adds resistance to lightning and beasts. He drags his bonfire inside. The space is totally empty. He has no bed or blanket. Even worse, he has not had any water. He crafts a bucket for 5 wood, stuffs it with ice, and waits. Melting this naturally will take forever, so he crafts a stone stove for 20 stone. He adds an iron pot for 5 ingots and slides the bonfire underneath. He pours ice inside, throwing in extra logs to speed up the melting process. A bed costs 20 wood, but he lacks the cotton for a warm quilt. He pulls out 10 portions of meat and tosses them to his beasts. Good loyal subordinates must be treated well. He tells them to push nearby ice closer while he sits and fishes. His net and rod are permanent items. He casts the line. The first catch is a completely dry, genuine leather basketball. He just laughs. What is he supposed to do with a basketball out here on a raft? Maybe his pets can play with it. Next, he pulls up toilet paper. Thank goodness, at least he will not have to wipe with rough fins. He reels in more ice cubes, some chopsticks, a wooden bowl, and a cup. An hour of fishing yields mostly junk, plus a tiny bit of cotton. He gets 30 ice cubes, 10 cotton, 5 wood, and raw iron ore. That raw ore needs a proper furnace to melt down into useful ingots. He keeps fishing, hoping for a rare chest, but pulls up silk stockings. Talk about a reality check. what is next? Anime body pillows. He would love one with Sunade, Karumi, or Asuna printed on it. Then a rare item catches his eye, a highly mysterious blueprint. It unrolls into a random synthesis plan for something big. It could turn into an elemental staff or a powerful new firearm. A sudden flash of light fills the paper with text. It is a rare synthesis blueprint for a powerful, ranged revolver. The blueprint dissolves into light and sinks directly into his bracelet menu. Now he has the recipe to craft a revolver and some ammunition. He can finally fight dangerous sea beasts from a very safe distance now. The gun itself only requires 5 iron ingots and 5 iron nails. But the ammunition is much trickier. He needs gunpowder and more iron. Gunpowder requires sulfur and saltpeter, which he must find on the trade market. Luckily, Shark Eagle and Shark Arm return, bringing back 50 heavy ice floes. He rewards their hard work with another 10 portions of fresh meat. Breaking those ice floes yields 100 ice cubes, plus fish and wood. He will finally be able to make a warm bed tonight. Having 2 powerful beasts on his side keeps him far ahead of everyone. Suddenly, a cold, indifferent voice echoes directly from his bracelet screen. Night is falling, and temperatures will crash below -7 degrees. They are highly violent, emerging in the darkness, so players must stay ready. Never close your eyes. The system also reminds them to collect rain and snow. Using wooden buckets, he has no clue what they are, but since they rank beside sea beasts, he will face them when the time comes. Outside, the temperature plunges rapidly colder. In a harsh northern winter, forcing him to bolt inside his wooden cabin, the stove ice has finally boiled down. He pours the piping hot water into a wooden cup, holding it. To warm his hands, he desperately needs a thermos, since cold water would absolutely ruin his stomach. He calculates that 50 ice cubes yield half a liter, so 100 make a full liter. He boils a bucket of water, keeping the rest for cooking tonight. He has fresh crab and giant shrimp besides the usual beast meat in his past life. He could never afford shrimp, only tasting crab once at a friend's wedding. Sitting at the kids' table and stealing one, now he drops 10 crabs and shrimp into the pot, stoking the flames with 3 logs, half in. Hour later, he cracks a shell and lets the rich roe slide straight down. Absolutely delicious. He scrolls through the global chat as he eats, treating it like some dinner entertainment. The channel is packed with desperate, freezing, and starving players. Many only now learning how to build campfires from basic online tutorials. No one is offering wood, hay, or cotton in the market. Suddenly, one player lists an uncleaned 10-pound intestine salvaged from a Tier 2 sea beast. It smells foul, but they beg for advice on eating it. Then, a girl begs the chat for toilet paper, caught mid-squat, since he possesses exactly what she desperately needs. He private messages her, verifying the deal before sending a photo as proof and asking what resources she can offer, along with small fish. She has 5 logs, 10 crude iron ores, and over 30 units of sulfur. His jaw drops. Talk about luck. He searched everywhere and she stockpiled it. He asks why she did not list it publicly, and she replies that nobody needs sulfur while they are actively starving and freezing to death. To her, listing it is pointless. She practically calls him an idiot. Making him grin, he types out his price, 2 portions of sulfur for 1 portion of paper. She agrees instantly, and 2 units of sulfur arrive. He deducts a single sheet from his inventory. Immediately, she returns furious, claiming she expected an entire roll. He calmly points out he offered 1 portion, which means 1 single sheet. She yells robbery, but he merely asks if she can actually refuse him. Does she plan to trade valuable food for paper, or does she intend to use her bare hands every single time she goes? How will she cook or gather resources with those dirty hands? She finally capitulates and trades 30 portions of sulfur for 15 sheets. With sulfur secured, he needs saltpeter. He splits 50 portions of sea beast meat into 2 separate trade offers and posts them: 1 portion of meat for 5 units of saltpeter. The second is 1 portion of meat for 15 iron ores or iron ingots. The chat completely explodes. Such generosity. Who is this guy? Why does he want saltpeter anyway? Who has even gathered 15 iron ores this quickly in the game? How on earth did he hoard so much meat? Only 5 minutes later, a player accepts the iron trade, delivering 55 raw iron ores and 5 iron ingots, enough to craft his revolver. But the saltpeter offer attracts some. Instead, some self-righteous hypocrite pops up in the chat, lecturing him about how he is hoarding food while others starve. begging him to hand out 100-gram scraps as charity. A greedy crowd quickly jumps in, calling him selfish. He just smiles and replies, "You are all absolutely right, food is too precious, so I have decided to raise the price. Saltpeter is now 10 portions for 1 iron, or 20 for 1, marking a 5-unit hike. The bleeding hearts freeze, and the angry crowd instantly turns on them. One player, who is just 1 piece of iron short of a trade, rails against them with professional venom. Ultimate roast time. He watches the chaos. Deeply satisfied, he shuts the channel down and finishes eating his shrimp and crab. The public chat is still ripping the hypocrites. Part when his buy orders get another taker, the iron seekers who had grinded themselves down only to fall 10 portions short. Curse those loudmouths to absolute pieces. He completely shuts off the public chat to craft in private. Instead, his wooden house still needs a real bed. Checking the crafting menu. Wooden bed requires 20 wood. He crafts it, grabs a grass mat for 20 hay, and buys 20 cotton with 2 pieces of sea beast meat on the trade market to make the quilt and pillow. A clean, woody fragrance fills the room for the very first time. Since arriving on this raft, this wooden box finally feels like home. He takes stock of his supplies: 7 wood, 40 stone, 5 iron ingots, 60 ore, 130 ice, 2 cotton, 30 portions of sulfur, 58 pieces of tier 1 sea beast meat, 10 small fish and some sharp teeth. There is also a pile of junk, including black stockings, fishing net, basketball, and some toilet paper, all tossed right next to his trident. He dumps his ice cubes into a bucket to melt into fresh water overnight. He is still 10 stones short of a furnace, which is essential for making gunpowder. The absolute priority remains saltpeter. He is about to sleep when his bracelet dings. Who now? It is a private message from the toilet paper girl, calling him brother repeatedly. He tells her to stop cackling like a chicken and speak up, or just get lost. Because he is incredibly tired, she asks if he has any more sea beast meat to trade. Since she is completely out of resources except for sulfur, he demands 20 sulfur per meat. She calls it daylight robbery, so he immediately raises the price to 25, warning her that complaining again will only make her starve tonight with absolutely nothing she can afford. She snaps back, claiming she would rather starve or jump into the sea than beg. Jerk like him, she tells him her name is Yusin and vows that if she ever begs, she will call him daddy. He tells her to suit herself and shuts his eyes. Yusin is a pretty nice name, he thinks, before drifting off. 2 hours later, a relentless barrage of notifications wakes him. Daddy, I was wrong, daddy. Her stomach is clearly louder than her pride, crying from hunger. She finally breaks and accepts his trade. He tells her it is 30 portions now for waking him up, and she accepts. 60 portions of sulfur land in his inventory for just 2 pieces of meat. He stares at the massive heap of sulfur, deeply confused how a girl on a raft has this much. She is clueless, explaining that salvaging floating ice and fishing always yields sulfur instead of food. Strangely, her surrounding environment is not cold at all, and the seawater is steaming hot like a spring. No sea beasts are around. She sends him a photo to prove it: vapor rising from the sea and sulfur everywhere. An underwater volcano must be heating her area, driving away all the cold-blooded monsters. Cannot form anything, which is exactly why she is starving. He offers her a 50% discount on future meat trades for her coordinates, and she hands them over instantly. The distance between them is vast. There is no way to reach her anytime soon. That settles it. Yan has to live because she is the only sulfur pipeline he will ever have, and he cannot supply his future gunpowder appetite any other way. He messages her back with the offer: show him some respect and work for him. She replies, asking if he is joking. He is not, telling her he needs bulk sulfur and saltpeter. She is the only source he is hiring. He reminds her that her sea area has almost no drift ice, that fresh water is her bottleneck, and without water she is only 3 days, and right now, the ocean surrounding her raft is water she just took a dump in. After a long pause, she sends a message: let her think about it. Then 10 minutes later, she caves. They haggle the rate: 10 sulfur for 1 sea beast meat, 20 sulfur for 1 liter of fresh water, with other resources case by case. High volume, low margin, since food and water are effortless for him, and sulfur converts to gunpowder. He comes out ahead. She accepts, and they add each other as friends, trading anonymity for profile pictures. He finally gets to see her. Campus beauty of a famous university is exactly the right phrase. She has a pretty face, hot body, well endowed. He grins at making this campus beauty his worker. daydreaming about promoting her to personal secretary when a panicked private message shatters his peace. Fanga, she types, did you see? Someone filmed the ghost ship and water ghouls. He checks the public chat, and what he sees is pure nightmare fuel. A tattered black pirate skull ship drifts with scaled humanoid monsters shambling across its deck like zombies. Right below the clip, a panel card shows up. Water. Ghoul Tier 1, also called drowned or sunken corpses, former humans consumed by the ocean, excellent swimmers, completely mindless with immense strength. Their teeth and claws bear corpse poison and scales harden their defense. Their only weakness is the head, nocturnal, fearing sunlight. They actively hunt humans and sea beasts. They evolve after feeding on sea beast meat. This means every dead person in this ocean becomes one of these. He checks the world population, nearly 10 billion. Almost 500,000 dead in one day, if they all come back as water ghouls. There will be a massive horde within a week. The chat channel is already screaming. Stepping outside into the freezing cold, he spots 15 water ghouls swimming toward his raft. All are Tier 1 with no Tier 2s among them. That lets him breathe a bit, though 15 against 3 on equal tiers is still terrible. Odds for a lone defender. He summons Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. They have been smelling the corpse stench for minutes and are ready. He orders them to feast, warning them to mind the poison claws. Shark Eagle launches out of the sea and comes down. Jaws open, swallowing a water ghoul whole and chewing twice before it goes down. I'm warning it will be droppings. A mass of 10 water ghouls swarm her back and fins, biting with everything they have, but her Tier 2 hide takes it without a scratch. Shark Arm sprints in, cursing that nobody gets to bite Sister Shark Eagle before him. He snaps the heads off 2 ghouls in transit, lunging at the one's clinging to her back, accidentally catching her dorsal fin. The process, she roars in pain, telling him to let go. He apologizes profusely and keeps grinning because for sharks, a hard bite is just how they express affection. In his mind, he just scored a first kiss. He enjoys the comedy until a low growl echoes behind him. 2 water ghouls have already climbed onto his raft, and a third is close behind. It scrapes frantically from underneath the level 1 hole, but its claws cannot break through. The 2 on deck charge him like rabid dogs after a bone. The first one closes the gap instantly and takes a trident straight through the chest. 5 holes, but no response. Head strike needed. He swings his weapon upward with force, shattering its skull. It drops dead, but the second grabs the weapon shaft with insane strength. Its power dwarfs his own, even with that 10% Sea Brave boost. During their stalemate, the third climbs over the rear of the raft to flank him, a 2-sided pincer movement, surprisingly clever for monsters rumored to have 0 intelligence, but he just smiles because midnight has just arrived. His bracelet asks if he wants to start his daily check-in. He accepts. Second day check-in successful. He gets 5 steamed buns, 10 small sea fish, 5 Tier 1 beast cores, and 1 Tier 1 pet Jiao Shark. The new shark materializes right above the ghoul behind him and swallows it whole instantly. Talk about perfect timing. He pivots and drives his heel into the front ghoul's kneecap. The joint buckles. Their limbs are fragile, but their bodies are tough. He slams the trident straight through its skull as the monster collapses. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm finish their targets quickly, making the raft safe again. The new Jiao Shark addresses him softly as Master. Her voice is surprisingly gentle, and he realizes he needs to give her a name. The names of his future pets will follow a clean numbering system, starting with Ling 1, all the way to 10,000. Since Ling sounds like 0, he names her Xiaoling. She smiles, absolutely thrilled. Shark Arm rushes over to greet their new companion, and she responds with a soft giggle that makes Shark Eagle's jaw tighten with jealousy. He decomposes the 2 water ghoul corpses to harvest 8 hard scales and 2 Tier 1 ghost crystals. These scales are thin, tough, and perfect for sea armor. Ghost crystals are like beast cores, packed with water ghoul essence that is exchangeable. For 20 psionic energy points each, his eyes light up at the realization. Ghouls are far easier to kill than sea beasts. Hunting them in bulk means easy psionic energy. His panel reads 170 points from the daily cores. The 5 new ones from check-in and 2 crystals add 140 more. He converts it all to 310. He calls Shark Arm over, who is still bleeding from the earlier sea beast clash, and this fresh ghoul skirmish, and decides to evolve him. His body instantly doubles in size, his fins and tail ballooning until he is 5 meters long, visibly eclipsing Shark Eagle. He roars in gratitude, promising to finally win over Sister Shark Eagle. He rolls his eyes. Xiaoling quickly slides up to the brute with sparkling eyes. Calling him big brother, she gently nibbles his fin like a sweet first kiss, leaving Shark arm. Completely dazed, unbothered, Shark Eagle finishes her sweep and reports that no water. Ghouls remain within 5 kilometers. She is his strongest pet, so he wants her nearby. He tells the three to rest, but Shark Arm immediately struts back over to Shark Eagle to show off his newly evolved muscle. She bares her teeth, a Tier 2 intermediate bite, meaning she still crushes him in any real contest, warning him to get lost or lose a limb. Xiaoling sidles in. She whispers that big sister is so scary, big brother. Let us stay away. Your sweet little sister will never be mean to you like. Her Shark Arm drifts away from them, both disappointed and completely dazzled. Holy cow, he thinks. She has only been in his squad for 10 minutes and she's with the green tea shark dead. The global channel buzzes about water ghoul attacks. These beasts strike worldwide. Many die, while others convert ghost crystals into energy. This leaves the global population at 9,099,000,000. Another 100,000 people are dead, and dawn is hours away. The trading platform is in an uproar, so he jumps in with his own post. He offers 1 crystal for 1 meat, or 2 crystals for 3. Buy 2, get 1 free. First come, first served. Soon, he trades 6 portions of meat for 5 crystals. This nets him 100 psionic energy, putting it straight into his physique. He reaches rank 2. Evolving his pets was tempting, but his raft must stay secure. With defense as his priority, he messages Yukon before bed to check on her. She is alive. Better yet, no water ghouls have entered her hot spring. The high temperature drives them off as expected. He sleeps on a hard board tonight. With only a grass mat, he knows this is paradise compared to starving millions. He wakes at midday to find the chat channel full of the usual zoo. One girl begs for rescue, offering to bear children for anyone who saves her. Another jerk shows off a bowl of seafood ramen just to torment the hungry. Someone threatens to wash his face with urine. Fang is scrolling when Yujin messages. She excitedly tells him to look at what she found and sends a photo. It is rare niter soil, which turns into saltpeter for ice and gunpowder. Fang nearly jumps off his raft. His crafting table lists saltpeter at 3 units. She found a quarry. Her raft drifted to a reef island overnight. It is a massive volcanic rock island, spanning about 1,000 square meters. The reef is covered in sea fish, abalone, crabs, turtle eggs, and resting birds. All those creatures mean rich niter soil has formed over time from their droppings. Volcanic islands like hers are naturally heavy with this precious resource. She sends a selfie from the reef wearing a ruined school skirt and stockings. Fang admires those legs, honestly, who can blame him, before getting back to business. He quickly gets back to business, demanding 10 soils for each sea beast meat. She refuses, having plenty of food now. She only trades for basic materials. Fang dryly reminds her that she has no drinkable water, no trees, and no tools. Her island is comfortable but barren. Hearing his logic, she immediately folds. They settle on 20 saltpeter for 1 liter of water, and he warns her. He warns her not to lie flat on the island, because that soil is old bird droppings. Some are fresh right under her. She gags and threatens a shower. He jokes that she should either keep quiet or start a video call for half-price trades. She tells him to get lost, claiming she has never even touched a man. She insists her mother, a strict chief executive officer, acts as her bodyguard. The woman is hired to scare away suitors. Fang asks if she is second-generation rich. She admits it, mentioning a few branch companies, some villas, and $1 billion in savings. He raises her prices on the spot. Absolute savage right, she immediately begs. She begs for mercy, but he keeps his underwater volcano theory to himself. If she panics and leaves, his saltpeter pipeline dies. Besides, the volcano is harmless. At worst, the water only warms up a bit. He decides to make her a revolver. It helps her defend herself, and since only he crafts bullets, he remains safe. No gun he hands out can ever be turned against him. With that, he starts cooking. Lunchtime, 2 logs in the fire, half a liter of water, and sea beast meat in the pot. He starts planning a revolver, still needs a furnace, 30 stone, and charcoal. That is for smelting iron, wood for charcoal, and a mountain of sulfur and saltpeter. All for the gunpowder. The main bottleneck is wood. In this freezing world, it is scarce. A forest seems impossible. The cold alone would instantly kill any surface vegetation. Suddenly, Yukon pings him. Fang Oppa, check the public chat. Someone found an undersea forest, and the chat is exploding. A player posted proof. Photos show a forest 200 meters deep at coordinates 2798, 3281. It is only 12 kilometers away, but get this, everyone suspects a trap because who just shares coordinates? Who leaks a treasure trove? The poster addresses the doubt directly with another photo. Over 15 sea beasts, including sharks, octopuses, and giant squids, are fighting over the forest territory, and half are already dead. Only 5 wounded sharks remain. He wants nearby strong players to gather. They can finish the sharks together, split the meat, and claim the forest. Support floods in instantly. The doubters are quickly ignored, and players start volunteering. Some offer to travel there, while others donate long-range weapons for the fight. A guy with a salvaged crossbow offers to coat his bolts with snake venom. The poison glands were donated by a survivor who built up a natural resistance. They even suggest throwing basketballs. Meanwhile, he is already calculating. He is far faster than any of them. Nobody else has domesticated sharks. While others are rowing with oars or drifting on sails, he has actual power. He can sprint there in 2 hours and claim the forest before anyone arrives. He finishes his meat and harnesses Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to the raft. He puts Xiaoling on flank guard duty. She starts teasing and flirting with Shark Arm. She promises to be back soon. He murmurs that the master's task comes first. He tells his sister to hurry. Behind them, Shark Eagle calls her a vixen. Shark Arm actually pushes back for once, defending her as a sweet little sister. He says Xiaoling is very considerate. Shark Eagle just rolls her eyes. Fang Oppa sighs, if they breed, he will just have more pets. Besides, shark relationships last 4 years anyway. He will worry about that later. They set out at high speed, and soon they finally arrive at the coordinates. The sea here is dyed crimson. Shredded bodies of dead beasts float everywhere. Giant squids and octopuses tore each other apart. 2 factions destroyed themselves. The metallic scent of blood is overwhelming. The 3 sharks are drooling. He reins them in with his whip, warning them not to steal any bites. They quickly behave, pushing the massive, intact monster carcasses over to the raft. Decomposing them yields 3 Tier 2 cores and 90 pieces of Tier 2 meat. Plus 15 Tier 1 cores, 150 meat, and 300 sharp teeth. He also gets 3 vaporizing ink sacs that explode into a dark fog. The toxic black cloud irritates a shark's sense of smell, completely blinding them. A total nightmare for sharks. Adding it all up, he now has 460 psionic energy. The real question is how to spend this. Upgrading Shark Eagle costs 400. Meanwhile, Xiaoling only needs 200. He decides to invest in Shark Eagle. Her intermediate bite and Tier 3 physique will make her absolutely unmatched. 1 Tier 3 can easily crush 3 Tier 2s. He distributes the meat. To reward them, the 3 sharks gorge happily and look at him like puppies at a food bowl. Then he calls Shark Eagle over and evolves her. She grows from 4 meters to nearly 7, her muscles thick and hard, teeth like iron spikes. And she roars skyward so violently that the corpse eaters circling beyond keep. Their distance, Shark Arm and Xiaoling stare with stars in their eyes. Xiaoling pouts that their master has favored her sister twice. When does she get a turn? Tonight, he tells her, tonight is water ghoul night, and water ghouls are easier than sea beasts and pay ghost crystals. He orders all 3 into the water to harvest wood. The trees down there are sea trees, massive trunks 2 people can barely wrap their arms around. Xiaoling's teeth leave marks but can't cut through. Shark Arm, in a chivalrous rush, muscles in to help. He opens a massive tooth wound and then lashes the trunk with his tail until the tree crashes sideways. He tells her she should handle transport while he handles biting, and she chirps a sweet thank you, brother. With her sweet smile, he crafts an iron axe using 5 iron ingots and 5 wood, chopping the log into 10 portions of wood. Shark Eagle rolls up with a whole uprooted sea tree in her mouth, torn out from the seabed in one motion, and he gets 20 more wood from it. She's incredibly efficient. The raid party is still hours away, yet he's already developing the forest they haven't even contested yet, while the sharks keep hauling. He opens the trade platform. Everyone is buying beast teeth, fangs, poison glands, bows and crossbows, and darts. Ranged weapons are the comfort of the moment. He smiles. He's about to fire a real gun, listing 360 beast teeth, 10 for 1 portion of stone, minerals, or rare resources, and puts up 10 portions of Tier 2 sea beast meat at 10 portions of resources per meat, restricting trade to stone and minerals because Tier 1 meat has already collapsed from 30 per to 3 or 4. Too many people survive the water ghoul night by Converting crystals, too many people are now hunting. The channel loses its mind. Over the Tier 2 listing, rumor spins that he must be Tier 3 physique at least. A buyer takes 200 teeth for 20 stone, bringing him to 60 stone. Total enough to craft a furnace. He crafts it inside the wooden house beside the stone stove. The item card notes that furnaces can also create alloys, not just smelt iron, and he tucks that away for later weapons research. He throws his iron ore in, adds wood for fuel, and starts smelting. 1 iron ingot every 2 minutes, 2 logs per ingot. 60 ore is 2 hours, and 120 wood. Horrible efficiency. Until he switches to charcoal. He leans over the side of the raft and shouts for Shark. Eagle, a massive bloody mouth, fills his vision in the next instant, nearly inhaling him. Master, she says innocently, and he snaps. If you're coming, just come, he scolds. Why open your mouth? Were you going to eat him? She gives him the aggrieved daughter expression, and he can't stay angry. He tells her to pass this along to the others. From now on, break trunks, don't uproot. The forest can't regrow unless the roots stay. Sustainable development, IC edition style. Another private message arrives. A big shot asks if they can add his friends. Claiming to have something important, his avatar turns into a man's face, his nickname into Kyan Wu. So this is the one who found the undersea forest, which means he's close. He greets him with hollow flattery, saying he has long admired him. An hour ago, Chang Wu did not even know his name, yet now invites him to the raid. He admits he has a Tier 2 physique, making 2. They have rallied 15 Tier 1s and 30 ordinary chosen ones. 15 Tier 1s, 1 Tier 2, and 30 commoners are just a ragtag mob. And his Tier 3 Shark Eagle makes them all irrelevant, so he declines politely. It is too far to reach in one day, so he keeps logging quietly. He does not trust Chang Wu. Anyone who publishes coordinates to gather a crowd definitely has something to gain, and until he knows his true character, he is not gambling his life on him. Chang Wu circles back with an offer to buy beast teeth, so he sets the price. The 10-to-1 resource ratio. Chang Wu offers herbs instead, mostly common grass, processable in an alchemy furnace into cold medicine, fever reducers, or stypics. Wound healing paste. He needs these as his arm was cut by a shark yesterday, and sea beast or water ghoul fights will only get bloodier. He trades 160 teeth for 10 herbs. And a mechanical watch showing 5:30 p.m. The crafting table lists the alchemy furnace at 30 stone and 30 iron ingots. This explains exactly why Chang Wu is not making his own. That wood-hungry furnace is probably half his motivation. For the forest raid, he calls the sharks up with another dozen sea trees in tow, decomposing them into 250 wood total. He has them pull him a short distance. Out planning to return tomorrow for the show, it is feeding time for his pets. And he notices a brand new problem. Shark Eagle's appetite has scaled massively with her. Size 50 portions of Tier 1 meat can barely fill her halfway, 200 portions would top her off. A loyal subordinate cannot go hungry, so he will need to hunt far more. Walking over to the furnace, he sees all 60 iron ingots are ready and crafts 5 iron nails from 1 ingot. Then, he makes a revolver using 5 ingots, 5 nails, and 5 wood. A sleek silver revolver fills his palm, exquisite grade. 6 chamber with a 100-meter range, high penetration through sea beast skin, and 100 durability. He dry fires, only a click. He needs bullets, requiring gunpowder and saltpeter, which means he has to ping her. Fang Oa cries out for help, warning him that a shark is in her hotring sea. This is impossible unless the volcano gave it thermal armor. She sends a video showing a 20-meter crimson shark with skin the color of lava and steam rising off its back. Looking closer, its stat card reads, blazing. Mad Shark, a Tier 6 mutant sea beast with an advanced raging inferno, ultra-high temperature flame breath, core magna, and advanced thermal absorption. Absorbing geothermal energy to speed evolution, with an intermediate bite and double tooth sharpness, born from a mad shark absorbing geothermal energy. It is untamable as an adult. Good grief, these mutant beasts are another class entirely. He glances at the sleeping shark eagle and wonders whether she and his other pets could mutate as well. If so, their power would double. Suddenly, Yan messages him again, saying it finally left, clearly terrified. He warns her that night makes sea beasts even worse, and it might come back, making her whine and beg him not to scare her. He asks if she has any saltpeter. She confesses she only gathered 10 portions of niter soil today because the fire shark was patrolling all afternoon, leaving her with only 10 salt Peter, 10 saltpeter plus 10 sulfur plus 20 charcoal will yield 100 bullets, she also whines about not eating all day, promising to treat him to some plump, juicy abalone tomorrow. Ignoring her obvious innuendo, he sends her half a liter of water, 20 portions of Tier 1 meat and 5 portions of Tier 2 meat. Without her, no one. She feeds his gunpowder habit. No way is he letting this pretty campus belle die on his watch. He wonders if keeping a female student really feels like this. But no, she is a lovely maiden and a fit match for a gentleman, he tells himself. He closes the chat. Suddenly she gushes back, saying that without him she would have starved. She promises him daily abalone dinners for saving her. He warns her it causes too much heat, asking for sulfur and saltpeter instead. With 10 saltpeter secured, he throws 20 wood into the hot furnace, adds another 20 for fuel, and waits 40 minutes for 20 charcoal. The card notes charcoal smelts much more efficiently than wood. It even works for grilling. First try, the gunpowder recipe finishes, yielding 10 whole portions. Now the bullet recipe consumes 1 gunpowder and 1 iron ingot per 10 bullets. Instantly, 100 silver rounds appear before him. He slots one in, fires. The loud blast wakes all 3 sharks. Shark Eagle growls. Shark Arm complains his epic battle dream was totally ruined. Xiaoling looks around in panic. Fangopa tells them nothing is wrong. Just a test. He sets the watch rotation, with Shark Eagle going first, Shark Arm second, and Xiaoling third because water ghouls might strike. He lies in bed watching the chaotic chat channel until midnight. Suddenly, Shark Eagle yells. Over 30 water ghouls are fighting a beast. It is a Tier 2 beast a kilometer out, and they are distracted. This showdown is exactly what he wanted. Watch how fast they close in. They close in fast, only to realize the target is a massive, double-headed Jiao Shark. It is a Tier 2 mutant, born conjoined with twin brother heads. Extremely violent and untamable, it is besieged by 5 Tier 2 ghouls. In 20 Tier 1s, he orders his pets back and loads 6 rounds. Sensing his raft, the ghouls turn. Shark Eagle sneers that he cannot kill them. With such a weak, short weapon from 50 meters away, he just glares. At 20 meters, he fires. The head explodes, making Xiaoling's eyes sparkle. She asks what this little gadget is called, and Shark Arm happily explains. He calls it a handgun. Every ghoul within 100 meters drops instantly. His pets quickly circle behind them to collect the valuable corpses. His Tier 2 physique lets him spot the enemy through dark waters. Suddenly, the 5 Tier 2 ghouls charge forward as their minions die around them. He shoots the first one in the chest, but it barely slows down. So he reloads and puts 5 clean rounds through 5 skulls. He tells Shark Eagle that beyond 20 meters, the gun is fastest. She asks about closer targets. Within 20 meters, he says, it is both accurate and fast. He sends the sharks to collect the severed heads, then approaches the double-headed shark, which is already dying from its deep wounds. It bares its teeth. He fires his last 6 rounds. Equal treatment for both heads. It dies, yielding double the loot. That means 2 beast cores, 100 meats, and 100 sharp teeth. From the dead ghoul pile, he gathers 5 Tier 2 ghost crystals. He adds 25 Tier 1 crystals, significantly boosting his total psionic energy reserve. Suddenly, a global announcement drops. He is now a legendary maritime knight. With beast combat power up 20%, he plans to grab every first kill title as he climbs. He spends 600 points raising Xiaoling to Tier 2 and upgrading his trusted Shark Arm. He could push Shark Eagle to Tier 4 for 800 points, but he hesitates. He fears unequal treatment over scarcity, knowing a neglected beast might easily lose its loyalty. Those remaining points let him wait for tomorrow's check-in before upgrading Xiaoling. The scent of the double-headed shark's blood will surely draw every nearby predator. They leave at once for the undersea forest, but then his bracelet dings. It asks if he has seen the stream, currently pinned with 2 billion viewers. He opens the feed to find a 20-meter pirate ship with a skull sail. It cuts across the sea, carrying scaled, humanoid fish monsters pouring onto the deck. The channel has already named them Mermen, featuring a terrifying shark merman. With blade arms, he splits a raft and bites a player's throat in midair. Octopus mermen swing heavy tentacles alongside electric eel mermen spitting deadly charges. Squid mermen spit toxic ink, while a Tier 2 player desperately fights back. On his lone raft, he holds off 5 mermen until an octopus beast strikes. It tears his raft apart from below, ending the livestream in a splash of blood. Panic floods the chat. It is beasts by day, ghouls by night, and now mermen. Some suggest gathering, foolish. Upgrading his raft is the absolute top priority. In this water, anyone is as good as dead. He closes the feed and sleeps. Day 3 sign-in rewards him with 5 buns, 10 fish, and 5 beast cores. He also gets a male Tier 1 Jiao Shark, who is surprisingly polite. The new pet respectfully greets the senior beasts as his older brothers and sisters. Shark Eagle just grunts, while Shark Arm and Shaling completely ignore him. Undeterred, the shark swims over to him and eagerly asks what he can do. Relieved to have a normal pet, he names him Shark 1, the beast bows. Skipping small talk, Shark 1 asks for tasks and is sent to push ice. He glares at the other 3 until they grudgingly help. The trade platform opens. He offers 20 ice for Tier 1 meat and 1 liter of water for Tier 2 meat. Within 10 minutes, the remaining 100 Tier 1 portions are completely gone. 10 people trade for Tier 2, yielding 2,500 ice cubes and 5 liters of water. He could have melted 30 liters if he had more buckets. The pets gather more. He smashes out 200 more cubes, pulling up random stockings and clothing. This includes school uniforms, nurse outfits, aprons, and powerful 2,000-meter binoculars. He seriously suspects his past phone browsing history has somehow been leaked here. He eyes the school uniform, imagining making Yian wear it on a private video call. A wicked smile lingers on his face until Cheyenne Wu posts in the chat. He announces that the raid starts in 10 minutes, asking for last-minute volunteers. He refuses to join, but he plans to watch from nearby and grab leftovers. Since he lives near the forest's edge, he must clear out the local sharks. Securing his logging zone is vital, so his sharks swim out to investigate. They patrol near the undersea forest while he tunes into the live stream. He watches Cheyenne Wu gather his circle, consisting of 50 players and 15 Tier 1s. There is 1 Tier 2 player, 30 regulars, and a cute little calling dolphin. Her card identifies her as a Tier 3 high-pitched dolphin beside his raft. Her sonic oscillation ignores physical defense, causing massive internal damage. A gentle, currently tamed Tier 3 pet in its infancy. On day 1, Cheyenne Wu checked it as an infant, tameable only because of its young age, and he even got a refined grade piercing iron spear from a lucky drop, with a high-pitched dolphin that never sleeps, has 2 brains, and barely needs food. He has already leveled to Tier 2 on pure outsourcing. Soon, a girl named Zhuo lanes down to look closely at the dolphin. She's a top-tier chosen one, the only woman here. Gorgeous curved figure, the kind that makes any guy instantly freeze and stare. In sheer disbelief at her size, but Cheyenne Wu values her more for her impressive survival skills in this strange world. Unlike others, she did not panic at all. He orders everyone to spread out 50 meters as he dumps 3 wooden barrels of beast blood and Tier 2 bait straight into the water. The heavy silence drags on for 5 minutes. Nothing. Cheyenne Wu sends the dolphin to scout and she returns trembling. A massive creature is coming, he warns the group. Scatter now. 5 giant barbed tentacles suddenly burst from the water and drag the bait under. A giant octopus Tier 2 with no skills. It has 8 6-meter tentacles. It is violent but beatable. The crowd immediately attacks it with venomous crossbow arrows. The deadly snake poison, rather than the raw damage, is what forces the monster to dive back down. People cheer, thinking it is gone, but Cheyenne Wu snaps at them. The dolphin says it is still close, so do not let your guard down. Before anyone can react, those 8 tentacles burst up around a survivor in the back. Gaps are too narrow to shoot arrows without hitting the hostage. While everyone hesitates, a single tentacle impales him through the chest, dragging him screaming into the sea. The beast learned fast. Taking hostages means the humans cannot shoot back. It surfaces again to grab another victim. Cheyenne Wu rages. These were his future allies, and watching them die hurts, but he has no plan. Zhuo speaks up with an idea, but she needs the dolphin. She paddles her raft further away, holds up a bloody Tier 2 meat as bait, and lures the monster toward her alone. 2 tentacles shoot at her back, but using her Tier 1 reflexes, she drives her harpoon right through the first limb, pinning it to the raft. The beast screams. Suddenly, the dolphin releases a powerful sonic blast. From 10 meters away, since sound travels 1,500 meters per second in water, the high-frequency wave easily tears through its flesh and slams directly into its heart. In agony, it tries to escape, only to run right into Cheyenne Wu's trap. His heavy iron spear flies forward like a swift arrow, piercing the giant brain, killing it instantly. harvest resources, reward Zhual with 200 tier 2. Meat and a core. Kyan Wu refuses to take any share, saying she earned it. She gladly channels the core into her physique, advancing to tier 2 on the spot. Her body slims, her skin glows, but her clothes no longer fit. With her top riding up, the nearby survivors shyly look down while staring at her chest. Even Kyan Wu is distracted, alongside the dolphin who suddenly feels the need to balance a ball. Zhual notices, blushes deep red, and wraps a tattered overcoat around herself. Kyan Wu coughs to call everyone back to order. They spill more blood to bait sharks, but nothing arrives before dark. They spend time fishing instead. Amazingly, the underwater forest yields endless wood on their hooks. They split 100 logs by evening, but once total darkness sets in, they build bonfires and host a barbecue to celebrate the giant octopus kill, and Zhual generously shares her tier 2 meat. The high-pitched dolphin nuzzles her and she fusses over the dolphin, holding it close until it actually starts suffocating. It scrambles free, swimming to Kyan Wu while howling. He translates 12 of them in all directions. Right now, Qin Feng watches the feed on his own raft, noticing the raw dread in their voices as 8 or 9 massive shark heads break the surface. They devour one chosen player per bite, leaving 20 dead in seconds. 3 of them are tier 2 mad sharks, executing a deadly ambush plan for vulnerable hours. As fatigue stalls their defense, Kyan Wu quickly gathers the 20 survivors into a tight defensive ring, ordering Zhual to handle one tier 2 beast while he and the dolphin take on the remaining predators, buying precious time against the tier 1 sharks. Sonic oscillation worked on the giant octopus, but only enrages these mad sharks. They charge the dolphin. Zhual harpoons one predator, surviving its fierce counter, leaping onto its spine to wrench the weapon out and drive it through the thrashing beast dives to dislodge her, while Kyan Wu handles 2 at once with his piercing iron spear. Suddenly, 2 more mad sharks break the surface behind him, making 5 tier 2 beasts in total. Behind those, 3 massive new heads surface together, swimming faster than any of the others. But these are not 3 separate sharks. It is a single, 3-headed frenzy shark. This tier 3 mutant condenses ocean water element into deadly arrows, a 60-meter radial attack, conjoined by mutation. Brainless, violent, utterly untamable, it instantly tears through another dozen survivors in its first charge, killing 2 tier 1s. It then lifts all 3 heads, conjuring a blue sphere between its mouths that suddenly explodes into a radial storm of water arrows, shredding every runner ahead. To the left and right of the 50 players who started today, under 10 remain. Honestly, thank goodness Qin Feng refused Kyan Wu's invite. This tier 3 mutant with long-range water arrows, 4 tier 2 mad sharks and 6 tier 1s is terrifying, even with shark eagles, shark arms, Shaoling, and shark 1. He avoids clashing head-on, but he cannot let this pack keep that precious undersea forest. It must be his, he calls Shaoling over, spending 400 of his points to evolve her to tier 3. Her body stretches to nearly 7 meters, matching shark eagle and shark arm, with 3 tier 3 beasts, 1 tier 1, a revolver, and 100-meter range. His power should be enough, as long as they stay clear of the arrow radius. They set out. Kyan Wu, meanwhile, abandons his raft and climbs onto the dolphin to flee. He forgets his subordinates, leaving Zhual behind. In his mind, keeping himself alive is all that matters. His abandoned crew curse his entire bloodline. The 3-headed monster lifts all 3 heads in unison with murderous intent, pursuing Kyan Wu faster than the dolphin can swim. Closing in at 50 meters, a cold blue light gathers in its middle mouth, unleashing its water arrow barrage. 5 razor-sharp projectiles fly out, punching 5 bloody holes clean through Kyan Wu's chest. He collapses into the sea and dies instantly. The dolphin's contract dissolves, leaving her wild and tameable once again as she flees into the deep. Just seconds later, 3 massive shadows materialize in front of her, shark eagle, shark arm, and Shaoling. Trapped on all sides, the dolphin wails, closing her eyes to welcome the grim end. He recognizes her instantly, orders shark arm to capture the Reaper alive. She must survive, but his pet charges forward with a greedy grin, muttering happily about fresh dolphin meat. The young master yells out to stop. With Xian Wu dead, she is perfect for taming. The dolphin screams in pure terror. She desperately pleads that she has a massive secret. Hearing this, shark arm pauses. A useful secret means massive bragging rights to show off. He wants to outshine shark eagle and Shaoling, so he signals the dolphin The stunned dolphin trails them back to the master's raft in a complete daze. The level 1 raft size shocks her, along with 3 tier 3 sea beasts. Shark Arm reports that this weakling has a secret. The master acknowledges his pet. No formal contract is signed yet. There is simply no time to talk now. A terrifying 3-headed frenzy shark is closing from under 100 meters away. It hesitates at his pets, but he does not. He aims and fires. The bullet tears clean through the middle head. The beast howls in pain. Talk about a tank. It survives, fixing its blood-red eyes on him. The beast charges. He commands Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, and Shaoling to deploy. 3 against 1, no mercy. They strike hard, tearing into the target. Shark 1 wants to join the fray, but his master orders him away. He is only tier 1, too weak. The master reloads and fires again. The fight looks even until the frenzy shark's 3 mouths gather blue light. Suddenly, over a dozen water arrows spray everywhere. His pets dodge. They evade what they can, tanking the rest with their thick hide. Those water arrows are fast, unlike his bullets which slow down underwater. Shark Eagle coordinates. Shaoling and Shark Arm draw attention from the front. They decoy the arrows while Shaoling loops beneath, closing the distance rapidly. She unleashes her intermediate bite, shearing with double sharpness. Direct hit. The tail comes off. Shaoling drops it, tearing directly into the upper body. The frenzy shark screams from 3 mouths as the sea turns bright red. And just like that, a massive notification pops up. He actually did it. He is now upgraded to Maritime General. His personal and beast combat power rises by 30%, replacing the old bonus. With a flat 30% buff, his combat stats are now boosted significantly. His 3 pets surface, bloody fish heads clamped tightly in their jaws. Instead of handing the meat to him, they feed it to Shark 1. Go on, eat some, they tell him. Tier 3 meat is delicious. The little guy politely thanks them and devours it all within minutes. He mutters that he wants to shoot them all, but he cannot do that. There goes their food. They are absolutely going hungry for 3 days now. He gathers the remaining bones and decomposes them, acquiring 10 tier 3 beast meats. Plus he gets 3 tier 3 cores and an intermediate skill stone. That is 300 psionic energy and a new skill for the team. He decides to give the stone to whoever needs the technique most. Shark Eagle already has intermediate bite, so he calls Shark Arm over. Perfect synergy. Shark Arm swallows the stone, comprehending it instantly. His card updates with intermediate water arrow barrage and a new tag. It lists his gender as male and notes his love for female sharks. Called a lecher, he preens, circling Shark Eagle and asking if she still looks down on him. She rolls her eyes. Shaoling swims over, gushing about how absolutely amazing he is and asks for a quick demonstration. Another shark tilts its head, watching like a curious baby. Shark Arm gathers a glowing blue sphere, firing a single water arrow clean through it. Floating ice block, dozens of small crystals spray apart as he volleys more. Into the sea with a thundering crash. Shaoling eyes sparkle. He gathers blue light. Again and aims directly at her. The young man and Shaoling both freeze. Will he shoot? But what comes out this time is a slow, completely harmless column of water, pouring like a tap on foot. Blast right into her mouth. She swallows, coughs, and makes a sudden announcement. This is actual fresh water, clean and completely tasteless. He is absolutely stunned. Normally, there are only 2 ways to get fresh water, and both have major drawbacks. They are slow or dirty, but now Shark Arm can condense ocean elements into clean, endless fresh water. Seriously, his water bottleneck is completely gone, and he can sell Shark Arm spit to a global market that never needs to know the actual source. As long as he keeps quiet and accepts his bad breath, Shark Arm boasts that he is the strongest in the house, even surpassing Shark Eagle, but she bears. Her teeth ready to duel, he fires a barrage of water arrows at her head, pulling his punches to block her rather than cause harm, yet she bites every single arrow to pieces, chasing him immediately. He is also a tier 3 beast. Sharing the exact same size and speed, she cannot catch him along the raft, finally. Pushed to her limit, Shark Eagle plays her ultimate trump card. She starts wailing. Bitter shark tears. Panicked, Shark Arm rushes over, rubbing his fin to comfort her. She suddenly stops crying, clamps her jaws onto his tail fin, and growls menacingly that his tail and his manhood are both in her mouth, with just a little pressure. She can neuter him on the spot. Talk about brutal, he quickly yields, crying out. Calling her his queen, she finally releases him and swims off proudly. Shark Arm stares after her with heart-shaped eyes, confessing that being scolded by Her just now felt good, Shaoling's face falls. That he seems to have awakened a strange new attribute. Maybe this is true love. Enough, the young man cuts in. 11 more beasts are waiting. Snack time they cheer and move. The high-pitched dolphin drifts in his wake at a safe distance. Shocked that he defeated the three-headed frenzy shark so quickly, already. Rethinking her entire future, following this human might actually be a great choice. When she sees him heading straight into the shark pack, she almost bolts but stays curious. They reach the chaotic battlefield. Only 5 remain of Chanu's 54 Tier 1. Chosen warriors, Zhual and the others, all Tier 2 and above, are gravely injured, 4 Tier 2. Mad sharks and 6 Tier 1 sharks are still circling around them, Zhual already killed. One mad shark earning some serious respect, but the 4 remaining mad sharks are tearing her clothes into strips, ripping her top completely to shreds. Her pale skin visible beneath. Holy crap, those sharks are huge, he thinks. Someone with sharp eyes spots his raft and his pets, begging them to save them. The others follow suit, with one man even offering to warm his bed, regardless of gender, which nearly makes him order the sharks to eat him instead. But he wants those beast cores. Ignoring the shameless flirting, he sends in Shark, Eagle and Shark Arm. The mad sharks immediately turn their focus toward his pets. In this frozen world, shark beasts guard their territory fiercely, and his pets smell too much like humans. That makes them enemies, not allies. Shark Arm tells his partner to leave this to him, gently patting her head. Do not touch my head, she growls, blushing furiously. Laughing, he apologizes quickly and jokes that he still needs that part of his body. She slaps him hard with her tail. Across the water, 4 sharks roar. They scream that they came to fight, not watch a sappy couple perform. They curse them brutally for showing affection. They laugh, mockingly suggesting they pin her down to teach her a lesson. Right in front of her partner, truly filthy mouths for these low Tier 2 beasts. The 4 bullies egg each other on, completely ignoring the massive wave of danger heading their way. That is it, the couple stops flirting and lunges forward. Shark Arm gathers water elements, thrusting his massive body forward. Over a dozen sharp, glowing blue water arrows shoot out in a single devastating volley. The 4 targets choke in absolute shock. That is a legendary skill. How on earth can a normal male shark use this? Did he actually defeat the boss? That beast was a Tier 3 mutant, unbelievably strong. There is no time to think, they scatter immediately. But those water arrows are way too fast, punching right through one unlucky shark's skull. It drops before escaping. The others do not fare any better. One by one, they are completely shredded by the endless barrage of water. When the last body drops, Shark Arm is panting heavily from the massive effort. His partner just rolls her eyes, mocking his exhaustion while he struggles to catch his breath. She jokes that a weakling like him will tire out first. He protests, pointing out he just fired 200 heavy water projectiles. Even a hardworking donkey on a production team deserves a break after that massive effort. In this frozen world, condensing water severely drains his stamina. Launching those 200 arrows is as exhausting as working nonstop for days. Meanwhile, 6 hostile Tier 1 sharks have surrounded the protagonist's heavy raft. They ram it repeatedly like absolute fools, but this heavy vessel was built to endure. He calmly draws his fully loaded revolver and fires 6 times. 6 heads split open. In under a minute, 10 bodies float. Nearby on a small survivor raft, 5 pairs of eyes stretch wide in absolute shock. One player whispers the word revolver, as if naming a god. Another mutters in total shock, pointing out that every single shot brings an instant kill. One survivor sighs, suddenly finding his own iron crossbow highly embarrassing. Why does he get a modern firearm, while the rest of them struggle with basic weapons? A fantasy novel fan among them wonders if he has a system. Sue listens to all their wild fantasy theories with a completely exhausted, deadpan expression. She sets them straight, explaining that he simply found a blueprint. Just like she did, and he ended up crafting a rare revolver from that item. She explains that floating ice chests occasionally drop incredibly rare crafting plans. These plans unlock synthesis designs for magical or advanced weapons. With the right materials, anyone can build them. It is not just guns. A friend of hers found something else. Building that ship takes 10,000 iron ingots, so she completely gives up on competing. When the others ask what she can actually make, she offers a bitter smile. It is just a diving suit, but she lacks the materials, leaving the group silent. Meanwhile, Qin Feng orders Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to bring him all 10 corpses. He strips them clean, gathering 300 Tier 1 meats and 200 Tier 2. With 6 Tier 1 beast cores and 4 Tier 2, the meat goes into his backpack. The cores are converted, adding 320 spiritual energy to his existing 310. This gives him 630. He spends 600 to instantly promote Shark 1 to Tier 3. The loyal shark rubs against him like a true workaholic, promising absolute dedication. He vows to work himself to the bone for his master and never disobey orders. With an employee this devoted, who could possibly refuse to reward him? Qin Feng now proudly commands 4 Tier 3 beasts at his disposal. Once he tames the little dolphin and helps her grow, that number will rise to 5. He walks back, the high-pitched dolphin trailing him submissively. She trembles as Shark Eagle and Shark Arm stare at her like she is fresh sashimi. The screen on his bracelet shows her stats, a Tier 3 junior sonic beast. Her sound waves bypass physical armor to directly shred internal organs. She has a gentle, tameable nature and is one of the rare beasts that loves humans. The system even notes she is perfect for steaming with cumin and chili. When the taming prompt pings, Qin Feng accepts it without a single thought. Only a fool would hesitate. A flash of white light signals a successful taming. A sweet, childlike voice greets him as master, confirming she is indeed a girl. When asked for her name, she explains her past master only called her little one. He decides to do better, as a harsh name like the sharks would sound terrible. With her adorable voice, he ultimately settles on the cute name Jiao Jiao. The name perfectly matches her high-pitched squeals. Jiao Jiao tries out the syllables. She beams with joy and thanks him, so he tosses her an old basketball. Since his sharks were too lazy to play with it, he happily lets her have it. Her natural instincts kick in immediately, like she was born for this. She bounces the ball into the air while singing, which he thoroughly enjoys. Who could ever resist such an adorable, sweet voice? She is soft and sweet, far better than a cold goddess like Shark Eagle. This is way better than some manipulative green tea girl. He instantly appreciates her innocence. Her tiny stature does not matter at all, as she is perfectly adorable just the way she is. He jokes about ancient philosophies, claiming that true cuteness is worth any risk. If he must choose between life and adorable things, he would gladly choose cuteness. Eventually, Jiao Jiao plays until she is tired and swims up for food. He hands each of his beast pets a piece of Tier 3 sea meat. Eating some himself, he highly values its long-term passive benefits. It slowly strengthens his physique without needing any spiritual energy. Then he remembers she has a secret to report. She claims she knows where to find valuable elemental pearls and can lead him there. These rare pearls, formed by special clams, can trigger mutational evolution in sea beasts. Intrigued, he raises an eyebrow at the sudden prospect of upgrading his pets. An ordinary beast could transform into a terrifying mutant, like that 3-headed monster. Shark Eagle's tail stiffens at the very idea. Qin Feng stares at her, imagining 3 heads and recoils, ugly. No, Shark Arm, on the other hand, completely lights up, if sister. Shark Eagle became a 3-headed beast, would kissing her mean kissing 3. Female sharks at once triple the happiness, and when making babies it means reproducing with 3 at once, triple the pleasure, 2 extra heads but only 1 body. Honestly, who wouldn't be at least a little curious? Even Qin Feng gets tempted. But Shark Eagle bares her fangs, threatening to make him practice the legendary Sunflower Manual, which she cheerfully explains means castrating yourself. Then, she chomps a massive chunk right out of the raft for emphasis. Shark Arm instantly freezes. Qin Feng, an innocent bystander, is unamused and threatens to marry them. Livestream their mating session, making Shark Arm brighten while Shark Eagle wails. She drapes herself over him, offering her body and mind to her master. Directly instead of to this pervert, a proposition that gives him instant goosebumps. He would honestly rather sleep with a cat or dog. Waving her off, he drags Jiao Jiao back to the point. Consuming the pearl won't turn Shark Eagle into a multi-headed monster. Mutant sea beasts are split into 2 categories, gene mutants and elemental mutants. Gene mutants are creatures with altered physical cells, like the terrifying double-headed shark or the 3-headed frenzy shark. Elemental mutants are ordinary beasts, gaining elemental powers, like the blazing mad shark lurking nearby. They are the superpowered elites of the sea, beasts with both. Mutations are called hybrid mutants, which are extremely rare. This elemental pearl only triggers elemental changes. That means Shark Eagle will gain control over some natural element, not a second head. Shark Eagle exhales like a rescued hostage. Shark Arm, on the other hand, silently mourns his ruined dream of triple happiness. Jiao Ziyu says she knows the location of a sea pearl clam and will guide him there, asking only for a single elemental pearl once they actually succeed. And when he asks why she does not open it herself, she admits the shell is too tough even for her adult form, but the master has a powerful handgun and the beasts have razor-sharp teeth. They agree to rest first and head out in the morning. Shark One volunteers to keep watch, but the master immediately tells him to get lost. If he cannot speak properly, he should stay quiet. No one will mistake him for a mute. Turning toward the cabin, Jewel and her companions call him a great god from a safe distance. Not daring to approach the 5 Tier 3 beasts guarding his raft, she thanks him for the kills and nervously asks if they can settle down here. They only have weak level 0 rafts that cannot withstand any attacks, and this undersea forest is their best shot at gathering wood. He reads their intentions at a glance. They just want to. They only need wood to build and upgrade cabins, so he nods and lets them stay. It isn't really competition. At best, they scrape at logs with rods while his beast pets chop directly in the water, bringing in hundreds of logs every single day. He eats the meat and gnaws the bones. Giving them the leftover broth costs him absolutely nothing and makes him look like a truly generous savior. Jewel is ready to grovel, thanking the god Jin Pong 3 times. Nearly weeping, with those 5 third-order sea beasts of his, he could have easily driven them away, but letting them stay gives them hope of survival. When she asks his name, he says Jin Pong over his shoulder and walks straight into his cabin to sleep. He is tired to the bone. Outside, the 4 chatter about wooden cabins and sleeping in beds while cuddling beauties, only to be told to keep dreaming. It is all a fantasy. They fall asleep almost instantly, 20 meters from Qin Feng's raft, feeling safer than they have been in 3 days. One of them, Rong, survived day 1 alongside Chanwu, hoping for a good life, nearly ending up as fish food, but luckily still breathing. About 3 hours later, he stands up to take a leak. A freezing wind blasts by, threatening to freeze his manhood off, when suddenly he hears a miserable wailing. He looks up and sees a massive piece of floating ice as tall as a 5-story building drifting toward them, with the eerie wailing coming from the top. He wakes Sue in a panic, completely forgetting to pull his pants up. She rubs her drowsy eyes open and sees his stomach, thighs, and everything in between. Pure instinct drives her fist forward. Suddenly, there is a sound like eggs breaking. From this night onward, Sue is a second-order chosen one, while Rong's happiness is officially a closed chapter. Qin Feng steps out of the cabin, annoyed at the noise, to find a trembling man on the ground and a flushed girl pointing at the iceberg drifting toward them. He tilts his head, catching the wailing himself. He orders Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to pull the raft clear before the ice crushes. Meanwhile, Sue murmurs under her breath that Shark Eagle and Shark Arm are a bit tacky for names and that their great leader Qin Feng might be terrible at writing novels, meaning his next book would flop. The wailing grows clearer as the ice closes in, 15 meters tall. Its peak is hidden in the pre-dawn dark. He tells Shark Eagle that she cannot bite through something that massive. She must guard the cabin while he climbs. He grips his 5-pronged trident, leaps 6 meters, and slams it in as a foothold. He leaps again and keeps climbing until he stands on top. The summit is not empty. Monsters that resemble faceless water ghosts prowl across the frozen plateau. They have 3-meter-long tongues, sharp fangs, scaled skin, and powerful limbs. Suddenly, his bracelet flashes with data. It is a Tier 2 ghoul, a strength-type variant of the ordinary water ghost. Their power exceeds same-tier sea beasts, armed with highly venomous claws and fangs. They are slow, but their retractable tongues are devastating. It makes sense. If there are mutant sea beasts, why not mutant water ghosts? Right next to them lurks another variant. The Tier 2 Shadowkill Ghost is a speed-type glass cannon, extremely fast but with scale armor, far more fragile than a normal water ghost. The assassin to the ghoul's warrior. He counts 10 ordinary water ghosts, 5 ghouls, and 5 shadow killers. They have not noticed him, completely surrounding a massive sea beast, a blizzard bear. It is 3 people tall with a Samiad head and terrifying claws. This Tier 3 beast uses a savage charge, doubling its speed and physical smashing power. Its bear claw rend boosts claw strength and sharpness by 50%. Its intermediate blizzard roar unleashes a freezing gale, blinding and frostbiting enemies. An untamable adult. but behind her is an ice cave containing a tiny cub. Only days old and shivering, crying out, the exact wailing he heard from below. The mother is savage but gravely wounded. She must have just given birth. Explaining how those Tier 2 mutant ghosts cornered her, suddenly a lightning-fast Shadow Killer circles behind her and bolts for the cave, intending to eat the cub first. The mother roars and swings her claws, but the Shadow Killer twists past them easily, lunging into the cave with fangs bared, then a single shot. A shot rings from his gun, punching straight through the Shadowkill ghost's head. Its defense is weaker than a normal water ghost, dropping instantly. Before it reaches the cub, he is deeply moved by the injured mother dragging her shattered body to protect her child, but he also sees a golden opportunity. She is going to die soon regardless. That makes the cub an ownerless sea beast, a Tier 3 with 3 skills, including an intermediate one. He is not letting any Shadowkill ghost devour it. The ghosts look up and howl while the mother looks up, and though she doesn't know him, she understands and does not treat him as an enemy. Instantly, the Shadowkill ghosts send 4 of their own at him. Along with 10 ordinary water ghosts, they rush forward like horror movie wraiths, long-haired and reeking of blood. In a blink, he raises his revolver, pulls the trigger, and another Shadowkill ghost's head hits the ice. Beyond 7 steps, his gun is fast. Within 7 steps, it is both accurate and deadly fast. Times have really changed. A dozen shots drop the remaining ghosts. Furious, the ghouls abandon the mother and charge him as a pack, determined to grind his bones to dust. The blizzard bear mother rolls over, tilting her head to the sky to unleash a freezing blizzard roar, a cold wind that freezes the charging ghouls solid, a skill paid for with her very life. As she collapses, he systematically executes the frozen ghouls one by one with his revolver. His bracelet flashes, listing 150 hard scales, 10 Tier 1 ghost crystals and 10 Tier 2 ghost crystals. With 300 scales on hand, he opens the crafting table to check the soft armor. 5 linen ropes, 100 hard scales, and the materials match. He crafts the soft armor and wears it beneath his clothes. It feels like a light, short-sleeved shirt, easily light enough to swim in the sea without any trouble. He walks over to the fallen mother who sacrificed herself for that skill. She is gone. The cub wails louder, sensing it. He quietly promises the dead mother that her adorable daughter will be safe with him, then places a hand on the carcass. Decomposition complete, yielding 1 Tier 3 beast core, 1 complete animal hide, 100 Tier 3 sea beast meat, and a bucket of beast milk that he quickly catches in a wooden bucket before it spills. No skill stone dropped though. He thinks about that, and it makes sense. The bite stone and water arrow barrage stone both dropped from beasts he or his pets personally killed, and he did not kill this one. Still, a living Tier 3 cub with 3 skills is a massive win. He walks into the cave and scoops her up. A taming prompt appears and he accepts. Tier 3 beast pet acquired, named Blizzard Bear 1. She whimpers softly, asking where her mommy is. He awkwardly explains that her mother has gone to heaven, trying to paint a beautiful picture of endless sea fish, unlimited seals, and plenty of handsome male bears waiting for her. Basically, heaven is a happy place, so do not worry. He feels like a shady uncle tricking a little kid. The cub stops crying for a second, then wails louder, realizing her mother left her behind. She thinks her mother abandoned her and demands to go to heaven as well. Clearly, he overestimated her intelligence, sticking to the lie he claims. He has more fish here than in heaven, which is why her mother entrusted her to him, and pulls out a dozen small fish from his daily check-in rewards, bland to him, and even the sharks refuse them, but her eyes light up. She stops crying and gobbles them down. Sniffling, she cautiously asks if her new master really has more fish than heaven. The cub wonders why her mommy did not stay by her side, crying hysterically. He realizes this little beast is surprisingly clever despite her foolish act. Inside the quiet cave, there is dried grass and a mysterious bronze chest. Setting the crying cub aside, he immediately goes for the unopened treasure. It can yield survival gear, blueprints, or skill stones. The person who previously gifted him an enhancement stone explained the system. Chests rank from basic iron up to bronze, silver, and gold. That guy found his stone inside a low-tier iron chest. This bronze chest is a major upgrade. He asks where her mother found it. She claims her mom pulled it from a dead shark to use for teething. He just stares. Was the mother incredibly wealthy, or just highly unusual? There is absolutely nothing in the cave, yet she treated bronze like garbage. He opens it, white light reveals 50 iron, 30 coal, and 20 copper. Plus 1 blueprint and an intermediate skill stone for a high-pressure water gun. Holding 50 iron ingots in his hands, he feels much closer to unlimited ammo. He bags the loot, then breaks down the chest for 5 extra copper. The shocked cub mutters that her new master is truly ruthless. He reminds the little bear that she is family now and needs a name. Looking at her round shape, he names her Yuan Yuan like a rice ball. She happily agrees. He carries her to the edge to call his giant pet. He tosses the cub off the cliff as Shark Eagle opens her mouth. The cub screams in terror, calling him an old fox who scammed her. Fortunately, the flying predator catches her gently and drops her safely onto the raft. Then the loyal beast looks up at him with a helpful grin. She flashes her massive, razor-sharp teeth. Look at that terrifying invitation. Telling her to get lost, he dives into the freezing ocean on his own terms. Back on the raft, 5 other pets crowd around the round little newcomer. She looks like a chubby penguin squeezed into a tiny bear suit. The 4 sharks stare greedily, drool practically dripping from their massive jaws. Even Shark Eagle licks her beak, clearly thinking about how tasty she looks. Terrified by their hungry looks, Yuan Yuan grabs his leg with her paws. He coughs and formally introduces her as their new little sister. They reply in unison, though their voices sound like they are eyeing dinner. Shark Arm is drooling, but there is absolutely no way that is happening. With 3 skills in her chubby body, Yuan Yuan will not be anyone's meal. He carries her inside the warm cabin and tosses her onto the bed. Her radiating body heat will make her the perfect fluffy pillow tonight. Setting down his gear, he pulls out the newly acquired skill stone. This high-pressure water gun skill fires concentrated blasts like a cannonball. Most of his senior pets already possess intermediate abilities. Since Shaoling and Shark 1 do not, he chooses Shaoling. After promising Shark 1 the next upgrade, he calls Shaoling over. He flicks the stone into her mouth, and she swallows it happily. She boasts that now Shark Eagle cannot boss her around anymore. She can even win over Shark Arm, proving she is quite the clever one. Jin Pong orders her to demonstrate her new power. Shaoling swims right up to the pair, flashing a provoking glare at Shark Eagle and a sweet, melting look at Shark Arm. She boasts that Master Jin Pong gave her an intermediate stone, asking if she can show it off. She then coldly remarks that Sister Shark Eagle should watch closely because Shaoling is stronger now, so she should stop acting so ungrateful. Shark Eagle roars that the little brat is begging for a beating, threatening to eat her. A sly look flashes in Shaoling's eyes before vanishing into fake, aggrieved tears. She whimpers, "Brother. Sister Shark Eagle is bullying me." Shark Arm stands helpless, caught between a cold tsundere and a cute green tea girl. He sighs, wishing they were two-headed shark so he could have a cold queen and a cute sweetheart at once. Still, unable to let go of his wild fantasies, he watches as Shaoling concentrates water elements in her mouth, condensing a blue orb just like Shark Arm's. She thrusts her body forward. A high-pressure jet shoots out with massive power, striking the giant. Ice Flow Jin Pong just climbed down from, blasting a massive hole straight through it. This is way stronger than Shark Arm's water arrows. His is like a rapid-fire pistol, while hers is a giant cannonball. They are not even in the same league. Jin Pong nods with deep satisfaction and heads inside. Meanwhile, Shaoling circles Shark Arm, constantly provoking Shark Eagle, grinding her teeth. Shark Eagle snaps that she isn't afraid of Shaoling's ranged attacks, because in close-quarters combat she is no match. Poking her tongue out, Shaoling replies she will never let her close the distance, opting to just kite her forever. Shark Arm finally steps in, pleading, "Don't fight. Sister Shark Eagle is our older sister." Shaoling snorts, muttering, "Fine for brother Shark Arm's sake." She then swims off to test her new high-pressure water guns. Range, power, and energy cost on a lone ice flow. Shark Eagle quietly murmurs, "Thanks for smoothing things over." Shark Arm is completely stunned mid-gloat, dancing inside because his cold goddess actually thanked him. He starts dreaming of romance. But Shark Eagle instantly regains her cold posture, declaring she still won't fall for him, calling him a pervert. Tsundere attitude ruins everything, Jin Pong thinks. To himself, back inside, he counts the loot harvested from the ice flow: 10 Tier 1 Ghost Crystals, 10 Tier 2, and 1 Tier 3 Beast Core. That equals 800 spiritual energy. Adding his leftover 10, he has 810. He strengthens physique and a system notification chimes. Tier 3 physique unlocked. Incredible power floods him. making him feel like a single punch could shatter solid rock. The freezing sea cannot chill him. His body reshapes itself, growing to 185 centimeters. His face settles into a look that, in his past life, would have made him a top-tier male model. Talk about a massive glow-up. Muscle surges through him, giving him endless stamina. A day of action wouldn't weaken him. His old nickname. Scrawny Dog is gone. The panel updates. Jin Pong's spiritual energy sits at 410. Tier 3 physique is 410 of 800. Skills none. Tier 3 beast. Pets include 4 Jiao Sharks, 1 blizzard bear, and 1 high-pitched dolphin, armed with a Tier 3 physique and 6 Tier 3 beast pets. What is left to fear? Absolutely nothing. Jin Pong opens a mysterious blueprint from the chest. A white notification flashes, revealing a synthesis blueprint for the Desert Eagle. It allows him to synthesize the Desert Eagle and its specialized ammunition, far more famous than the standard revolver, and presumably much stronger. He checks the recipe. 5 iron ingots, 5 iron nails, 5 wood are needed for the gun, then 1 iron ingot and 1 gunpowder per 10 bullets. Jin Pong synthesizes a new gun, weighing the exquisite Desert Eagle in his palm. It holds 10 rounds, hitting targets up to 250 meters away. It easily pierces Tier 3 beasts and possesses perfect durability and devastating damage. Since it easily outclasses his old revolver, a brilliant business idea begins to form. He can sell the revolvers to survivors, still relying on bows and slingshots. They would be instantly popular. He only held off before because of safety concerns. Back then, it was his only ranged weapon, risking an attack from buyers. But now he has the Desert Eagle and powerful pets for protection. His beasts have ranged skills, and only he can synthesize the revolver bullets. By rationing the ammo, he keeps total control. It is time to phase them out. Jin Pong yawns and heads to bed, calling his cute polar bear Yuan to warm the blanket. He showers her fluffy face with kisses because she is just too adorable to ignore. Yuan squeals, "Master, stop kissing, it is so itchy." He feels absolutely no shame about pampering her and soon drifts off to sleep. Cuddling the warm little furball, he happily oversleeps until noon of the 4th day. He promised Jiao they would hunt for the elemental pearl, but time is ticking. Suddenly, Shark Eagle alerts him that a woman is heading toward their raft. This has to be Su Wool, the only other survivor nearby, asking if she can come aboard. She requests a deep conversation, letting his mind wander slightly before he agrees. She stands frozen at the sight of his terrifying beasts, but Jiao greets her warmly. Su Wool waves back, deeply envying the safety of this heavily guarded raft. Stepping inside, she finds Jin Pong just getting out of bed, looking completely relaxed. Little Yuan clings to his arm, making the visitor gasp in pure shock. Seeing the beast's rank on her system panel, she quickly calculates his overwhelming power. The great god Jin Pong commands 6 high-level pets on top of his own strength. He is easily the most powerful chosen survivor she has ever encountered. Meanwhile, Jin Pong sizes her up, noticing her clothes are torn from last night's battle. The shredded fabric reveals patches of pale skin covered in dark shark blood. He subtly gestures in the air, estimating her curves to be exceptionally generous and impressive. She is definitely much larger than Yukon, who looks practically flat in comparison. When he asks what deep conversation she wanted, her face immediately flushes red. Her shy reaction only makes her look more vulnerable in his powerful presence. She clears her throat and mentions a trade, but he playfully teases her about friendship. Taking his words seriously, she eagerly offers to be friends or even his girlfriend. She compliments his handsome looks and strength, blushing like a schoolgirl with a crush. Jin Pong stares in disbelief, wondering how anyone could still be this incredibly naive. Shaking his head, he gets straight to the point and asks what she really wants. She asks if he sells guns, explaining their current weapons cannot kill sea beasts. Knowing he must have a rare blueprint, she hopes to purchase a firearm. He agrees to trade but refuses basic resources like wood, food, or ice. He demands minerals, beast cores, ghost crystals, or other exceedingly rare items. In response, she pulls out a blueprint that completely catches him off guard. It is a blueprint for a diving suit, sparking immediate interest in his mind. Though he has not explored the depths yet, an undersea forest holds endless potential. He could locate rich mineral veins that his pets would never recognize on their own. They stumbled onto it. A diving suit lets him work the seabed. He is interested. He tells her this and offers 1 revolver and 100 bullets for the blueprint. The blueprint, he stresses, not a finished suit, because whoever holds The blueprint completely monopolizes the suit business, and down the line when everyone stabilizes enough to explore the ocean, its value is going to skyrocket. She says no problem. He tells her to go back while he crafts the gun. She thanks him and leaves. He still needs saltpeter, so he pings Yukon on the channel. She is preparing lunch and sends him an image of seafood. Barbecued fish, shrimp, crab, and abalone, dripping with oil and juice. Sprinkled with chili powder and cumin she somehow found. He asks for 30 saltpeter, promising something great in return, so she sends them over through the trade platform. He will make 300 bullets with this. Since charcoal is lacking, he tosses 100 logs into the furnace. Using 20 coal as fuel makes it run faster. 10 times faster than ordinary wood. 1 coal converts 10 logs to charcoal in a single minute. 10 minutes later, 100 logs are charcoal, costing only 10 coal. He synthesizes 30 portions of gunpowder, crafts another revolver, and produces 300 bullets. Half go to the revolver, the rest to the Desert Eagle. Same materials, but incompatible products. Revolver bullets only fit the revolver, while Desert Eagle bullets only fit the Desert Eagle, since only he can make the revolvers. This exact constraint is what makes selling weapons safe. He gives his old revolver and 20 bullets to Yasin, explaining that she can trade for more ammo with saltpeter, sulfur, stone, or minerals. In her Reef Island tent, her eyes go wide as she pings him, completely stunned, asking Brother Fang if he is really giving it to her. Yes, he replies. After all, she is his employee, and he prefers she does not die, since the blazing mad shark lurking near her is not a fight she can win with bows. At least she can now protect herself. She thanks him effusively, promising to treat him to abalone every day, but when he tells her that eating too much abalone causes inflammation and asks her to just offer herself and have a child with him with a dog head emoji, she shrieks, insisting she treats him like a brother, yet she eventually admits, blushing, that if they meet in this life, she is willing to have one. He asks if she is setting a death flag. Outside, he hands Jewel the finished revolver and 100 bullets, and she hands him the diving suit blueprint. She is ecstatic. He is satisfied since the blueprint is worth it. The other survivors see the revolver in her hand and their eyes go round. Men, weapons, and unbearable temptation. And if a small gun is not enough, a big one. If that fails, a cannon. But they have no mysterious blueprints to trade, so they can only watch with envy. Back inside the cabin, he opens the blueprint. Diving suit, 10 animal hides and 10 glass. You and Yan's mother's complete animal hide can be cut, while glass is all sourced through the channel. He posts a trade for glass, offering 2 Tier 1 sea beast meats per piece. Then he tells Jiao to lead the way to the elemental pearl, and off they go. The shark, eagle, and shark arm pull them along. Before leaving, however, he sits down to the barbecue scent, 10 skewers of grilled abalone, 5 on each, 50 abalone, and the aroma of a street stall fills the cabin, dragging him back to his past life. Summers at barbecue joints with cold beer. It is a life he can never return to. Yuan. Yen's nose works keenly. She sniffs, wakes up, and stares, drooling. He gives her. She happily feasts on 5 skewers off to the side. Orcs never submit without food and shelter. Yesterday, she was crying for her mother. Today, she is eating happily. Every single bite is tender and juicy. Yian's barbecue skills are genuinely top tier. She keeps sending more over. Grilled fish, grilled squid, and grilled baby octopus. Even grilled crab, but barbecue without alcohol loses half its flavor, so he posts online. He offers 2 Tier 1 C-grade beast meats per bottle on the public channel. The chat explodes. Giving 2 days of food for a single beer is insane. Then someone with Maudai offers a bottle for 10 Tier 1 meats. He accepts. He is not drinking to stay warm, just to pair it with his fresh barbecue. Plus, he is not short on meat, with 400 Tier 1 pieces in his backpack. Along with 100 Tier 3 pieces from Yu and Yun's mother, he drinks. Others quickly offer cheaper liquor and wine, but he ignores them all. Instead, he posts his setup: fresh barbecue, premium Maudai, and a roaring bonfire. Everyone watches in pure envy. The elite live like gods while they freeze. One user laments his hard life, begging to call him foster father. He jokes about legendary warriors, famous for backstabbing their own foster fathers. The entire chat erupts in laughter at the reference. He plays along, saying this hot Maudai makes him sweat all over. He even jokes about going for a swim in the icy water to cool down. The channel roars that he is just asking for a beating while they freeze. He laughs hysterically. He loves seeing them mad when they can't do anything. 2 days pass in a flash. Watch how quickly things change now. It is day 6. 3 check-ins of food went to him and Yuan Yuan. Over these 3 days, he gathered 15 more Tier 1 beast cores, adding 300 spiritual energy, making 710 in total. Still not enough for an upgrade, since both cost 800 points. He also tamed 3 new sharks, naming them Cher, Shan, and Xiai. Running out of creative names, he decides to organize them by gender. Shark Eagle captains the females, with Xiaoling serving as her vice captain. Shark Arm leads the males, while Shark One serves as his second in command. He remains the chief commander, directly managing Yuan, Xiao Jiao, and the others. Orders will pass through the 2 captains to keep things properly separated. He cannot let the male captain manage females, or things would get messy. As their numbers grow, he even considers setting up shark marriage registries, just to prevent some bizarre drama scenarios from playing out among them. But he quickly talks himself out of caring about his shark relationships. As long as he keeps moving forward, nobody can ever tie him down. He steps out onto the raft, taking a moment to admire the ocean view. He is likely the only person in this frozen wasteland enjoying the scenery, while everyone else is struggling just to survive another freezing day. He asks Jiao Jiao how much longer until they reach their destination. Just a few hours, she replies, but hesitates to mention something else. It turns out that the Sepro clam actually moves around on its own. Other beasts might have claimed it by now, so she is not sure. He rolls his eyes, knowing that if it is gone, their efforts were wasted. Jiao Jiao gets goosebumps and begs for mercy as they talk about steaming her. Shark Arm drools, agreeing. Steamed dolphin is a real delicacy. Shark Eagle prefers red braised, while Xiaoling votes for a seafood stew. Shark One points out how great dolphin eyes and brains are for health. They boast about anti-aging benefits. Meanwhile, Yuan Yan claims the fin. She wants a cola-style dish, so Shark Eagle awards the fin to Yuan Yan. Shark One gets the head, while the remaining meat is divided 3 ways. Qin Feng happily agrees to the plan, looking forward to a legendary feast. The 3 newcomers wonder if they can have the leftover soup afterward. Horrified, Jiao Jiao prays. She hopes the giant clam is still there. With sunset approaching fast, Qin Feng sends her down to search for it. She swims down, desperately offering 10 years of her life if the clam remains. She offers 20 more for plenty of precious elemental pearls inside the shell. Reaching the seabed, she spots the shell. She nearly weeps with relief. The giant clam is absolutely gargantuan, with a shell stretching over 5 meters wide. Though it reflects gorgeous sunset colors, she cannot pry the massive thing open. With her physical strength failing, she decides to tow it back to Qin Feng. She moves to take it. Suddenly, a deafening roar echoes through the water. A massive predator closes in from behind. She looks back, turning pale. She drops the clam and flees instantly as a gray mackerel shark appears. The predator charges. He is 5 times faster than her top speed. Even flat out, she is a snail. The gap shrinks from 500 meters. It is under 10 meters in less than a minute. Terrified, she cries out. She unleashes her sonic oscillation skill, sending a desperate signal for help. Now this is where things get serious. Qin Feng senses her distress signal. His face turns serious. This enemy must be Tier 3 at least. He orders his pets to dive in at once, making her eyes light up. She begs her big brother and big sister to save her from danger. Shark Arm complains. Some pest is trying to steal their dinner. Jiao Jiao worries. If the wild shark gets her, nothing will remain. But if her fellow pets catch her, she will be eaten whole. Shark Eagle snaps at him. Focus on the fight, not food. He retorts that he still plans to eat her eventually, earning a sharp scold. Confused, Shark Arm asks what kind of beast they are facing. Jiao Jiao pants out the answer. It is a gray mackerel shark. Do not be fooled by its size. This is the swiftest hunter. The higher its level, the faster it goes, outrunning every beast in its tier. He is the speed champion of the deep sea. Shark Arm tells her to run. He promises to handle this Tier 3 threat. She runs back. She escapes to safety. The gray mackerel shark laughs coldly at them. He calls their block attempt as useless as a mantis stopping a carriage. Shark Eagle warns the beast that arrogant opponents usually end up as dinner. Shark Arm sneers at him. Is speed really your only talent? He wonders if the beast moves this quickly in front of females. The predator just grins, promising to show them who really rules these waters. Calling her his wife, Shark Arm yells he would love to hear Sister Shark Eagle called that. But he is absolutely not letting this creep touch her, gathering water energy. He fires a water arrow barrage from under 10 meters now. Instead, the gray mackerel flips 90 degrees and glides through the entire volley untouched. Sliding sideways past as they split, Shark Arm refuses to accept this defeat. He refuses to believe he cannot kill it. Barrage after barrage of arrows fly. Firing them like they cost nothing, the gray mackerel easily dodges every single shot. Shark Arm, are you blind? Aim better, Shark Eagle yells. He insists he is aiming. It is just too fast, and the gray mackerel sneers in response. He reads the arrow trajectories from their eyes and the sound through the water. Many know his clan is fast, but they do not realize his reactions are even faster still. Unless it is a large area attack, no small-scale shot will ever land on him. In this world, only absolute speed is invincible. Hearing this, Shark Eagle counters coldly. You just revealed your weakness. Large area attacks will hit you. The gray mackerel only told them for fun. Aside from movement and reaction, his attack speed is even faster. They will die without even realizing it. He charges at Shark Arm, who fires. The beast glides through, lunging to bite. Shark Arm move, Shark Eagle screams. She shoves him away, but the gray mackerel's jaws tear into her back instead. As flesh is torn away, she screams. Shark Arm yells in terror at the beast. He charges in a rage, but the gray mackerel easily accelerates away. The beast laughs, mocking how Shark Arm is too slow to do anything but eat his dust. He curses at how ridiculously fast the beast is, but it is already heading elsewhere. Can anyone stop this speed demon? Because now it is heading straight for his raft. So you ran into an extremely fast Tier 3 gray mackerel shark, he asks. Yes, master, it is the fastest shark in the sea, completely outclassing ordinary Jiao sharks. Even Sister Shark Eagle cannot compete with its speed. He calmly replies that he can imagine it, but she insists she is not joking. The beast is truly fast. He tells Jiao to look right behind her now. She looks back and sees the gray mackerel already charging straight toward them. Its panel unfolds on his bracelet, revealing a Tier 3 gray mackerel shark. Extreme speed type, boosted by 200%. Its streamlined body makes it the fastest shark-type beast in the sea. Known as the fast man of the deep, it sacrificed physical defense for speed. Its defense is far below other Tier 3 beasts, making it absolutely perfect for steaming or braising. Eating this shark strengthens the body, especially for those with weak constitutions. It cannot be tamed as an adult, prompting Jiao to gasp in panic. She recognizes it as the monster that hurt Sister Shark Eagle, worrying for her allies. He barks at her to stop talking nonsense, quickly tapping his bracelet anyway. 7 Jiao Shark pets are still registered, letting him breathe a sigh of relief. Both Shark Eagle and Shark Arm are alive. Xiaoling and Shark 1 quickly prepare. They organize the Jiao Sharks into a 5-shark line, centering Xiaoling for the charge. Ready for battle, the mackerel flickers forward under extreme speed. It boasts it will swallow them all. Xiaoling fires her water gun. But the mackerel tilts and slips past the attack effortlessly, leaving her in complete shock. He alone realizes the beast used extreme speed when the water hit, doubling its reaction. Right away, he barks an order for Xiaoling and Shark 1 to fall back. Xiaoling protests that they cannot match its blinding speed, let alone him, but he snaps at them to obey. They reluctantly retreat with their subordinates. Suddenly, the mackerel sees right through them, choosing to slaughter the master first before devouring the others as a gift for Brother Long, alongside the valuable sea pearl clam, laughing mockingly in an incomprehensible language. He simply chambers around in his desert eagle. Waiting, the beast leaps from the ocean, lunging midair. Sneering, he raises his pistol and fires 3 times. 3 heavy rounds bury straight into the giant mackerel's skull. Leaving it unable to dodge, the beast crashes onto the surface, gasping its final words. And dies, he smirks. Who else could have possibly pulled off a shot like that? He tells the dead speedster that he died pretty fast himself, then asks Xiaoling what its last words meant. She explains it warned that Brother Long would seek vengeance, and that he stood no chance before the beast finally kicked the bucket. Honestly, that name sounds like a cheap street thug, but are there actual dragons here? Nobody knows, but if they do, they must be terrifying monsters. Shaking the thought off, he decomposes the corpse, harvesting 50 pieces of 3rd order C. Beast meat, 1 3rd order core, and an intermediate skill stone for extreme speed. This stone boosts movement, reaction, and attack by 200%. So he hands it to Shark 1, the only third-order pet currently lacking a skill. He swallows it, instant power-up. Nearby, Shark Arm is wailing loudly over Shark Eagle as if she were dead, until she rolls her eyes and tells him to shut up before annoyance kills her, swimming over to the master. He spots a massive chunk bitten out of her back, blood flowing freely, she claims. It is just a scratch that won't kill a third-order beast, but he trades 20 pieces of Tier 1 meat on the trading platform to get hemostatic medicine and bandages. Climbing onto her back, he carefully wraps her wounds. She nudges Shark Arm, telling him to learn that real care from their master means action, not dramatic wailing. Adding that unlike Shaoling, who prefers sweet talk, she values practical actions. He asks Jiao Ziyu if the sea pearl clam is still down there. She nods, quickly terrified of ending up as steamed dolphin, explaining it is simply too heavy to lift. Alone, he tells her to lade, ordering Shaoling and Shark 1 to dive in with him. He has just synthesized a diving suit using 10 units of glass, and he intends. Talk about bad timing. None of them notice another creature lingering in the deep. Drawn by the dead mackerel's blood, watching silently and swearing that Brother Long will avenge him. Meanwhile, the sea of blood awaits. It is exactly what the name suggests, dyed crimson ages ago when two Tier 10 beasts fought. To their mutual destruction, the lingering scent still luring sea beasts, deep in those bloody waters inside a cave. A 10-meter plesiosaur with a 5-meter neck lounges near an 8-meter mate. The pair are busy mating when a surviving mackerel panic erupts. The messenger screams that a disaster has occurred. The male plesiosaur roars at the intruder to shut up. The female purrs at her husband, telling him to finish their business first. She licks his face with her 3-meter tongue, acting as charming as a girl in first love, and they kiss passionately. The mackerel stammers an apology, addressing her as sister-in-law dragon, and tries to sneak away, but the giant plesiosaur stops him cold, growling that this better be urgent or he is fish soup. The second mackerel quickly explains how their big brother discovered a rare sea pearl clam. He wanted to gift it to Brother Long, but a human stole it using deadly magic. His face darkens instantly. He demands to know if number 1 is truly dead. 10 long years of service gone. The messenger nods, 3 loud bangs from a dark weapon. And just like that, it was done. Plus, this human has 6 powerful pets. These beasts are Tier 3. Enraged, the plesiosaur releases his crushing dragon lord pressure. The frozen seawater crackles as his terrifying blood sea aura explodes, and he roars. He summons the 4 Abyss Kings and the Shark God Squad. They arrive in minutes. The legendary Abyssal Broken Wood, Hammerhead, Great White, and Megalodon step forward. All are fierce Tier 4 beasts. The Great White, their sole female warrior, speaks up. She asks about the Shark Squad, and 9 giant gray mackerels line up to report. They count off from 3 to 10, since their captain was just slain by our protagonist. This squad and the 4 Sea Kings are the plesiosaur's ultimate elite forces. Working together, the speed and numbers of the mackerels can rival the kings themselves. Every single one took ages to train, and their captain held their only intermediate skill. That massive loss is why the mighty plesiosaur is completely furious. As the second mackerel repeats his tale, the mention of the sea pearl clam stirs them. Rage fills the cave at their captain's demise. What should we do? The plesiosaur demands. Revenge, they chant. Number 3 volunteers his squad immediately. They claim their brutal creed, to destroy anyone and anything standing in their way. The leader sends them off, making it clear he only cares about retrieving the clam. The human's flesh and beast cores are theirs to keep, plus massive bonuses for success. With a massive surge of speed, the group dashes out behind number 2. The plesiosaur then secretly instructs the Broken Wood Shark to shadow them with backup. If things go wrong, his sole objective is to bring that clam back safely. The shark protests, arguing the 9 mackerels could easily overwhelm almost any opponent. But the boss warns him that weapon is dangerous and the clam must return. Reluctantly, the giant beast obeys. Meanwhile, our hero is already deep underwater. Clad in his high-tech diving suit, he follows Jiao down the dark depths. His gear provides 30 minutes of oxygen, while blizzard bear fur keeps him warm. 10 minutes later, Jiao stops him right in front of a giant clam. This magical mollusk absorbs elemental power over centuries to form a priceless pearl. They are nearly extinct because growing just one pearl takes a whole century. There is no way our protagonist can wait that long. He tries prying it open. Just as expected, the shell will not budge, with his oxygen supply dropping fast. He orders Shaoling and Shark One to haul the massive treasure to the surface. Using tough, thick seaweeds as rope, he binds the prize to their dorsal fins. Back on his wooden raft, his pets gather around with incredibly greedy eyes. He strikes it with a premium 5-pronged trident, but only leaves a faint scratch. Even 3 loud shots from his desert eagle barely leave a tiny mark. Next, Shark Eagle tries gnawing and biting until her sharp fangs almost shatter. Still, the unbreakable shell holds. Staring at an unopenable treasure is pure torture. It is like finding the perfect treasure, only to realize you cannot touch it. But our guy is not giving up yet, especially with plans to upgrade Shark Eagle. Jin Pong considers how to help the others evolve. Suddenly, a campfire catches his eye. The answer arrives. He tosses in 10 pieces of charcoal, building a roaring fire. He sets the clam over the flames. Time drags as it roasts. He grows anxious. He cannot forget how close Shark Eagle came to dying. Simple levels are not enough. His beasts desperately need raw strength. A basic Jiao Shark stays basic forever, but specialized ones are elite warriors. Meanwhile, a variant is a powerhouse, capable of taking down whole armies alone. Jin Pong needs true champions, and an elemental pearl is the key to unlocking that. He wants to turn Shark Eagle into a monster. 2 hours pass by. The shell is incredibly hot, but remains solid. He drags it over to Shaoling. He instructs her to blast the scorching surface with her high-pressure water gun. She fires. The extreme temperature shock shatters the brittle shell instantly. He finishes the clam with his trident, empty, no core inside. But nestled deep inside, 3 glowing elemental pearls shine with a brilliant light. 2 are water attribute, and 1 is ice, which is incredibly rare. Eating a single pearl gives any beast the ultimate chance to become a variant. A second one would make them explode, a massive risk. Only rare beasts with multiple cores can survive it. Jiao inspects them. She counts them out, 1 for Jin Pong, 1 for her, and 1 for Shark Eagle. It seems simple, but feeding such a powerful treasure to a youngster is dangerous. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm need it much more right now to protect the base. He explains this gently, promising to find her another one when she grows up. Instead, he upgrades her daily meals to premium-based meat. She instantly cheers up. Jin Pong then decides to swallow the water pearl himself. Deep-sea exploration is vital, and his diving gear only lasts 30 minutes. A sudden flash, the system pings that he reached 4th order. He gains the water spirit body skill, allowing him to manipulate deep-sea currents. Underwater breathing is now unlocked. His stats show 710 psionic energy. He has 3 first order and 4 third order Jiao Sharks under his command. His forces also include a blizzard bear and a loud dolphin. Then he worries. Will he grow ugly gills? The merman image is horrifying. He jumps in to test. Safe, no gills anywhere. A soft blue aura surrounds him, safely filtering oxygen directly from the water. With a simple thought, he sends a huge water pillar blasting into the air. It rains down beautifully. Honestly, who would not love a utility skill like this? He does not need to fight when his powerful shark beasts can do it. Calling Shark Eagle and Shark Arm over, he tosses them the precious pearls. Instantly, blinding light wraps around them as they begin to mutate and grow. They evolve into a 4th order Icy Frenzy Shark and Raging Sea Frenzy Shark. Shark Eagle expands to 8 meters long, covered in solid ice scales. Freezing mist rolls off her as she gains a devastating frost breath attack. Curiously, the system screen lists her as a highly playful beast. She loves to bite everything she sees, even her own master. The system even suggests cooking her as a cold, chilly dish. Meanwhile, Shark Arm grows much larger, his sharp fangs and fins swelling. His body hardens, his speed matching a mackerel as he gains intermediate water arrows. The 60-meter barrage and soft shield protect him. This armor absorbs heavy strikes. He knows that the same pearl yields. Unique skills, they both ate 1, but while Shark Arm got the shield, he got the water spirit body. Midnight passes. The system pings the 7th day sign-in, and he realizes the last 6 days felt like a whole century. The system promises richer weekly rewards as he signs. In, he gets 50 iron, 50 copper, 25 coal, and a mysterious blueprint. Plus 10 Tier 2 beast cores and an advanced slave contract stone. A Tier 4 pet called the heteromorphic Octorarch lands. He dances with joy. Only this pet matters now. Prepare yourselves a massive beast. Unfurls, it is 8 meters long, shaped like a shark with no tail. Instead, 8 5-meter barbed tentacles take its place. its status panel reads, a Tier 4 variant with 3 intermediate and 2 beginner skills, Black Rain. Poison arrows reach over 200 meters, killing instantly, Poisonous Fang Bite. Poisonous Tentacles, Black Rain poison mist blinds and damages, and regeneration regrows its severed tentacles. The panel names it a Shark and Blue-Ringed Octopus Fusion. He is a total pervert who loves a harem since 8 tentacles can mate with 8 females at once. The system recommends cutting him in half, steaming the shark, and making takoyaki. 5 skills is the limit. Each skill is practical, meaning he is already stronger than Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. The beast greets him as master, then turns its gaze toward them. His eyes turn to hearts, looking at Xiaoling, Zio, and Cher. This is paradise. He swims to Shark Eagle in her ice goddess form. Introducing himself as Jiang Sa, he declares she is the love of his life. He demands they enter the bridal chamber immediately so he can satisfy her. With his 8 tentacles, both Shark Eagle and Shark Arm tell him to get lost. Shark Arm, who has chased her for 6 days without success, refuses to let this newcomer take her, threatening to bite his tentacles off. Jiang Sa just shrugs. He can regenerate anyway, watching them bicker. Shark Eagle's eyes light up. If they keep fighting, no one will bother her. She congratulates herself on being a pure genius. After their bickering, Jiang Sa moves on to Xiaoling and Cher, who recoil, even Zio. Zio cannot escape his advances, pleading they are different species with no hope of a good outcome. He counters that he is already a hybrid. A baby with her dolphin genes would have octopus agility and shark strength. She retreats, pointing out she is still a juvenile, fearing prison time. He shamelessly replies that she is not human and he loves younger girls. Terrified, she cries out that he is a pervert. He decides rules are needed. A strict monogamy system must be enforced on this raft immediately. Otherwise, Jiang Sa will ravage every female, and he cannot allow that. He refuses to let his loyal lackeys get cuckolded by this newcomer. He sighs, looking at Jiang Sa and Xiaoling, deciding they are a match. He will set them up. Next, he packs away all his copper, iron, and coal into his inventory. The advanced skill stone turns out to be a slave contract. It lets him contract any beast as a slave with absolute, undeniable orders. Previously, he could only tame young juveniles like Jiao Zio and Yan Yuan, but now he combined fully grown adults, including humans. A devious grin spreads as he fantasizes about making Yan and Su sign contracts to wear maid outfits and lacy lingerie. He learns the skill, updating his system panel with advanced slave contract and intermediate water spirit body. His current pets include 3 first-order Jiao Sharks, 2 third-order Jiao Sharks, plus a blizzard bear and high-pitched dolphin, along with 3 fourth-order tames, an icy frenzy shark, a raging sea frenzy shark, and a mutated octoshark. He daydreams about taming a 10th-order monster, then admits he would need his ancestral graves to catch fire for that luck. Next, he checks the blueprint, which reveals a recipe for a wooden handle grenade, a weapon of mass destruction, landing right in his lap. It requires wood, gunpowder, and a fuse. He curses himself for wasting his entire gunpowder. Stash on bullets too quickly. Fortunately, wood can be gathered at the undersea forest, and 10 fuses come from 1 linen rope at the crafting table, which is cheap on the trade platform. Its explosive power should easily rival a Desert Eagle pistol. Finally, he exchanges 11 beast cores for 600 psionic energy, bringing his total to 1310. He lays a hand on Xiaoling and commands her to evolve. She successfully becomes a 4th order Jiao Shark, weaker than his Shark Eagle, but still adding solid strength. He orders his pets to rest, planning to head back at dawn, then scoops up Yan Yuan to warm his bed before lying down. Yan Yuan has been resigned to this for 3 days now, acting as a fluffy hot water bottle. He's just about to drift off when his bracelet flashes brilliant blue. A chilling voice rings out, congratulating the surviving chosen ones on passing the initial trial, with over 1 billion now first order and many at second, third, and fourth ranks. The regional combat power leaderboard opens today, ranking everyone within 10 kilometers. But here is the real kicker: the last 3 days of every month, a polar night will wipe out the sun and stars, turning all beasts in water. Ghosts berserk and stronger than ever, driving them to hunt the chosen ones. The announcement ends, coldly wishing to see them alive in a month, suggesting that if they cannot hold on, death is a mercy. The chilling voice fades, but his heart refuses to settle. A month here is only 28 days, since today is the 7th. The Polar night is barely 2 weeks away. Back home, a polar night was simple, meaning 3 days without sun, but in this realm, things are far deadlier. With terrifying beasts, water ghosts, and merman pirate crews treating it as their prime hunting season, any chosen ones who fail to grow stronger will become mere rations. He opens the regional chat and finds absolute chaos. The screen is a massive avalanche of panic and bravado. Some claim all are dead, others retort that 9 and a half billion humans cannot be wiped out in 3 days. Others are deeply envious. Of the strong, a third-rank survivor advises the rest to quickly train their physiques, gather weapons, and gather in 50-kilometer groups. This is immediately met by heckling and threats from raiders. Then the syndicates roll in. The Zashian gang begins recruitment, promising team leader roles to second-stage survivors and elder positions to the Third Order, even offering the main leadership chair to any Fourth Order. A Jati gang responds. The Jihai gang piles on, and someone jokingly suggests they merge into a planet gang to blow up the entire world. Meanwhile, the IC Bureau and West Sea Tang clan banners fly first. Then, a sacred fire meow meow cult announces itself. They use a ridiculous slogan, prompting the Bright Moon Woof Woof cult to object immediately. Starlight Squeak Squeak cult objects, turning the chat into a wild cat versus dog brawl. Total chaos. He watches, half tempted to start his own ridiculous cult. He looks at Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Shaoling Shark One, and Jangsa sound asleep. Name comes to mind, the Cold Wind Shasha cult, complete with a freezing cold slogan and howls. He privately messages Yeon, warning her the polar night arrives in 2 weeks. Though her area lacks water ghosts and has few beasts, she must remain vigilant. The blazing mad shark is still a major threat. Yeon tells him not to worry, proudly boasting instead. She reveals she is now a first-order chosen one, with 2 powerful pets at her side. To prove it, she sends a photo of herself with a human-sized lobster and crab. The lobster is named Shrimp Soldier, a second-order beast with no skills yet. It has bulletproof armor and strong claws, capable of summoning smaller lobsters to fight. The system literally recommends cooking it, endless spicy crawfish, anyone. Others cannot tame it. Meanwhile, her crab is a second-order crab general. Shell shrugs off third-order strikes, and it spits deadly dissolving acid bubbles. As a crab leader, it summons minions, though the system suggests brazing it instead. She eagerly asks how impressive they are. He answers honestly, they are actually very impressive. No flattery, compared to Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, and Jangsa, they are quite weak. However, fewer than 1 in 100,000 chosen ones have any pet at all. Most of those are just skillless, first-order weaklings. Having 2 second-order pets is incredible, especially since one has 2 primary skills, a feat almost no other survivor can match. That crab general especially tempts him, since its defense shrugs off heavy third-order strikes. If her crab general had faced yesterday's giant mackerel, the fish would have been toast. His own pets already cover every other major role, starting with Blizzard Bear as his warrior. He has Shark Arm and Shaoling as marksman, and Jiao Jiao providing crucial support. Shark Eagle acts as his mage, Jangsa is his assassin, and ordinary Jiao Sharks are infantry. Yet he lacks a dedicated tank, looking at Yeon smiling and flashing a peace sign. Talk about hitting the jackpot, right? He honestly feels a tiny bit of envy. She landed on a reef island with endless seafood, acquired 2 strong pets, and has him. A handsome, dashing boss like him supplying her with constant water and weapons. She is basically a main character. She teases that he must be extremely jealous of her. She claims that even if he is, she will still kindly treat him like a brother. He is speechless. Talk about getting cocky and forgetting who the real boss is. To humble her, he sends a photo of himself alongside Jiao Jiao and Yang Yen. She completely loses her mind, shouting that he is far too awesome. Her 2 pets suddenly felt pathetic compared to his 2 high-tier third-order beasts. He has a cute polar bear and a pretty dolphin with advanced skills versus her ugly duo. He chuckles quietly. Zhao Zio and Yin Yuan are just juveniles, barely a tenth of his power. If she saw Shark Eagle and the others, she would literally faint. She notes everyone in public chat is recruiting to prepare against the polar night. These include the Explosive Heaven Gang, Holy Fire Meow Meow, and Bright Moon Doggy Sects. These are the 3 biggest groups now. She asks if he has any plans. Not yet. He tells her he does not, and she agrees. She is currently living a comfortable, safe life. She could easily stay here forever. He agrees, wishes her good night, and checks the chat. His bracelet now had a regional combat power, ranking module on top of the original 5. The list was short. First place belonged to Jin Pong, a fourth-tier chosen one. Since he was the only one in range, the ranking was pretty useless beyond settling who was boss. Besides, numerical levels were never quite the same as real combat power in a true fight. Gear, experience, injuries, and especially loyal pets changed everything on the battlefield. He yawned, muttering that he would figure it out later, before turning back to Yan Yan. But Django apologized, warning him that he would not be getting any sleep tonight. A large group of third-tier gray mackerels was closing in fast. They were fierce and out for blood, while Yan Yan sighed over her ruined plans. It turned out these beasts were allies of the dead mackerel. His expression tightened. He walked out and quickly loaded his pistol. Looking through the scope, he spotted 9 gray mackerels charging with bloodthirsty jaws. Each was a third-tier speed specialist. Django translated their aggressive roars. They called themselves the Shark God Squad, here to avenge their fallen leader. He held up a piece of sea beast meat, telling Django to pass on a message. Django was told to let them know their big brother was now dinner. 9 roared in pure fury, and honestly, they had absolutely no idea what they just walked into. After all, the near-death attack on Shark Eagle was still an unsettled debt. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm rose, their fighting spirit completely fired up. The eager beast was especially motivated to impress the female he was currently chasing. He let the beast boast that Shark Eagle was already his wife. A warning was sent to Django that 9 fast mackerels were heading their way. Django scoffed, calling them weak. He reminded the beast of their extreme speed. They were faster than most fourth-tier monsters, but Django just laughed it off. The beast compared them to sailing targets, which sounded surprisingly like an old war ballad. In jest, he told the beast his bravery rivaled the legendary Lu Bu of old. Django asked who Lu Bu was, prompting him to promise a story later. He explained that Lu Bu was a powerful ancient warrior known as the God of War. The beast brightened, proudly declaring he would become a god of war too. He froze, remembering how Lu Bu famously betrayed his masters, and warned Django against that. Django just waved his giant tentacles, as if asking his master to admire his strength. He compared them to Lu Bu's Sky Piercer halberd, though his master had private doubts. Surviving one spear was possible, but getting hit by 8 tentacles meant instant death. The enemy leader roared that their blood debt must be repaid today. As the 9 mackerels charged the raft, he sent Django, Shark Eagle, and Shark Arm out. He told them to show these beasts the true power of an evolved variant. While the others guarded the raft, Django proposed dividing the targets. The pets split up, and Django opened the assault with a black rain poison mist. A dark green, corrosive venom vaporized instantly upon contact. It formed a thick cloud, swallowing 3 mackerels who instantly lost their target. They called out in panic until one felt something cold and slippery nearby. The beast asked if it was his brother, only to be cut off mid-scream. Dark blood filled the water, followed by the sickening sound of chewing. Django hunted ruthlessly in the dark. Another mackerel roared for a fair fight. With a thin smile, the beast let the mist clear to reveal himself. A pitch-black water arrow is already loaded in its mouth, waiting to be released. This black rain poison arrow pierces straight from the mouth and exits the tail. It kills instantly, and the corrosive venom quickly melts the entire skeleton and core. 2 others charge in suicidal fury. Without looking, Jensen raises a giant tentacle, coiling the enemy tight before lifting it up to bite it in half. That makes 3 mackerels defeated in under a minute, leaving only 3 cores remaining. Now mackerels 8, 9, and 10 desperately throw themselves at Shark Arm, biting hard. But a thin wave shield quickly snaps over him, stopping their sharp teeth cold. Their bites are useless, since the newly upgraded Shark Arm cannot match their speed. He simply defends. Once they are exhausted, he unleashes a massive water arrow barrage. The arrows pierce them through. Next, Shark Eagle lifts her head without any shield, letting a bone-chilling cold roll out to freeze the surrounding seawater completely. She exhales frost breath in a sweeping circle, turning everything within 100 meters into solid ice, nearly trapping the raft. Numbers 5, 6, and 7 freeze instantly. Now frozen solid, Shark Eagle swims over and happily gnaws on their icy tails. It looks just like a frozen seafood platter. Honestly, who wouldn't get hungry watching this? Chin Feng silently begs her to save some. Surprisingly, these mackerels are still alive, fully conscious and feeling her teeth chew them as the cold numbs their pain. They never know how much of their bodies is left, dying in pure dread. After finishing the 3, Shark Eagle pats her belly and spits out their cores. Jiangsa hands him 3 more cores, and Shark Arm brings another 3 over. With 9 third-order cores, he has 900 psionic energy to evolve Shark 1. He calls the beast over and evolves him to Tier 4. Now he owns 5 Tier 4 pets. Even if the polar night starts now, he has no fear. He tells them to sleep. They will head back at dawn. His watch reads 4 in the morning, 3 hours until light. He still has not slept. Scavenging by day and fighting beasts by night is exhausting. Unable to get proper rest, he plays with her a little before finally falling asleep. She is left completely disheveled and teary-eyed, complaining silently about her master. He treats her like a toy to handle as he pleases. Meanwhile, far out at sea, the broken wood shark watches the entire battle with his squad. He expected a slaughter, where his elite squad would butcher Jin Pong like wolves, attacking helpless lambs. He was right about the slaughter, except his own squad was completely wiped out. 9 mackerels were destroyed in under a minute by 3 Tier 4 variants. He knows their strength intimately and admits even the 4 kings would struggle here. Facing 3 powerful variants of this caliber means even the kings will fall in time. Only Brother Long can step in personally. A Tier 5 ancient sea beast is needed to make short work of 3 Tier 4 variants. After all, ancients are extremely rare, dating back hundreds of millions of years. They are massive. Unlike variants which are superpowered or genetically modified, ancients possess legendary ancient beast bloodlines like Mosasaurus and Plesiosaur. Leoploridon and Ichthyosaurus have vastly superior physical strength. He mutters under his breath for Jin Pong to enjoy his temporary arrogance and orders his troops to retreat. Back in the cave, the Plesiosaur is absolutely furious, demanding to know if the squad was wiped out and the pearl actually taken. Broken Wood nervously confirms the news and recounts the entire battle. The plesiosaur is dismissive until he hears about the 3 Tier 4 variants. He instantly stops in his tracks, while Broken Wood guesses they evolved off the pearl. The mother cuts in to console her husband. Those 3 variants plus the human's mysterious weapon mean they cannot act without knowing themselves and the enemy. The plesiosaur agrees. With their squad gone, no more losses can be tolerated. Broken Wood quickly agrees, his selfish motive being to avoid getting instantly wiped out. To avoid getting killed in seconds, the mother proposes waiting for the polar night. Once their combat power rises by half, they will incite other beasts to go wild, sending them to test the human first, then deciding based on what they observe. They will strike when both sides are injured to finish him. It is a great plan. The plesiosaur nods hatefully, letting him live another half-month to learn the price. The price of offending them. If he could hear this, he would marvel at her brain power. Concluding that not all beasts choose brawn over wits, suddenly a baby cries in the cave. The mother leaves to feed the baby, leaving the male looking utterly crestfallen. Their couple time has shrunk since having kids, but she notices and kisses his face. She promises to feed him tonight, making his eyes light up. Broken Wood has already slipped out to avoid witnessing this mushy scene. After waking up, our hero sets off. He heads back to the undersea forest, but first, he dives down and finds some tough giant seaweeds, taking 25 of them over 10 meters long to braid in 5s. Like 5 chopsticks being unbreakable together, he makes ropes to replace the linen. Since the linen rope is needed for grenade fuses, he ties these seaweed ropes instead. He ties them between the raft and dorsal fins of Jiangsa, Shark Eagle, Shark Arm. Shaoling and Shark 1, 5 sharks pulling his raft, mirroring an ancient legend. Where 9 dragons pulled a coffin, he now has 5 Tier 4 beasts, including 3 variants lined up at the harness. He feels invincible. At his command, they pull, and the raft flies forward, much faster than the trip out, which took nearly 3 days with only Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. 5 Tier 4 sharks pull with incredible force, bringing them near the undersea forest within a single day of leaving. Just 2 hours from arrival, a new week begins, bringing even richer daily rewards. Last week, the system gave him a Tier 1 Jiao Shark daily, so he hopes for a Tier 2 Jiao Shark or a Tier 1 Mad Shark this time. The pings finally arrive. He gets 10 iron ingots, 10 copper ingots, 10 Tier 1 cores, and a gray mackerel shark. A small mackerel, smaller than a same-tier Jiao Shark, appears, even at Tier 1. This is the absolute embodiment of speed. If the system keeps giving him mackerels this week, he can field at least 6 of them to form his own mobile squad, and the perfect name is already chosen, the Shark God Squad. Once enemies, they are now deeply admired by him. for their spirit of repaying kindness, avenging grievances, and sharing all honor. In disgrace becoming his private force, partly because he admires them and partly because he is terrible at naming things. The new mackerel bows to its master, a female. Voice cold and aloof like Shark Eagle, this sign-in seems to alternate male and female. Shark Arm then Shaeling through to Janksa, landing the count at 5. He names her Shark 5 and makes her the captain. She accepts, swearing on her fangs. He tells Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to treat her like a sister and drop all old grievances, especially since she is just a tiny shrimp compared to them. Shark Arm, of course, swims right up with his usual wicked smile, trying a bad shark pickup line. Shark 5 frowns and slips behind the others, while Shark Eagle rolls her eyes and asks if Jin Pong really intends to reform the squad. He gives her a firm yes. It would be a total waste to let such a strong unit fall apart now. Even she cannot deny their combat strength. Meanwhile, his daily cores have doubled to 10. That yields 200 psionic energy, plus 10 iron ingots for 100 bullets daily. He still has no use for copper, maybe just some useless bronze vessel for fun. Other survivors would roast him for wasting resources, but the system has cut off food. No more free buns or fish. From now on, it is strictly seafood barbecue. Shark Eagle keeps pulling hard, while Shark 5 trails closely right behind her. They leave Cher and Shark 3 far behind, even though they are Tier 1. Suddenly, Jenga reports a situation up ahead, a massive sea turtle heading their way. Jin Pong casually suggests eating it, until Jenga mentions someone is riding on top. He steps out to see Sewell clinging to the giant beast, looking completely exhausted. The turtle is a Tier 2 beast with a built-in nitrogen acceleration skill. It ejects gas to boost its speed tenfold, using defensive shields to protect itself. It moves incredibly fast, though Jin Pong immediately thinks of making turtle soup. The meat supposedly cures weakness, making the frail brave, but this is someone's pet. It is untamable, he grumbles, feeling slightly insulted by the description of weakness. Shaking it off, he focuses on Sewell, who is panicking like a headless fly. Did something happen at the undersea forest? He orders Jenga to retrieve her. Jenga snaps his rope and rockets forward, appearing before her in mere seconds. His terrifying face and wild tentacles nearly make the poor girl pass out. She screams in terror as slimy tentacles coil around her, weeping about her youth. She laments never falling in love, closing her eyes tight to await death. Jenga binds her limbs, flipping her upside down in an incredibly awkward hold. He eyes her curves greedily. She would be doomed if Jin Pong were not here. The beast drags her over. She keeps crying out, begging him not to eat her. She promises to do absolutely anything. Jin Pong playfully asks if that includes lifelong slavery. Desperate to live, she quickly nods, agreeing to any terms he demands. He presses further, asking if she would bear his children, and she blindly agrees. But when she finally opens her eyes and sees a very speechless Jin Pong, she stammers his name in shock, asking the great Jin Pong why he is here. He demands to know why she fled the forest. She glances fearfully at Jenga. Jin Pong orders the beast to release her. Shocked, she inspects Jenga's stats. Realizing he is a fourth-order variant, she panics and confirms someone is pursuing her. She begs for help, offering the childbearing deal once again. Honestly, that does not sound like a bad deal at all. Who is after her? Since she is second order, she managed to escape a group of underwater ape men. Now let's see what we are dealing with. Jin Pong raises his binoculars to look. He spots a wrecked 10-meter ship sailing fast despite taking on massive water. Strange figures with dark green scales stand crowded across the shattered deck. They are definitely not fishmen, but they do not look human either. On board, 8 scale-covered men smirk, mocking the girl who thinks she can escape. They boast that their bosses pay high prices for pretty human captives. Their captain, a massive 3-meter ape man, laughs as they close the distance. On top of that, this woman sets them up for 3 years, with 10 third-order sea beast meats each. Long live the boss, they shout. The captain realizes those 8 men swim way faster than his ship. Besides, this ship is strictly for cargo. He walks over to a giant iron cage. It is taller than a man, covered in black cloth and smelling of pure profit. He tells himself that if he sells the beast inside, he will be set for life. Talk about a massive red flag. That kind of talk always brings immediate disaster. A subordinate reports they caught up, but the woman is on a raft with a man. They have dangerous beasts with them, so he highly suggests they give up while they are ahead. The captain snaps at the cowardice, demanding they capture her anyway. Subordinate stammers that the other side has an incredibly powerful beast. The captain proudly declares himself Chige, a third-order underwater ape-man, and orders them closer. Under pressure, the helmsman sails at full speed, closing in fast. They close in on his raft. The captain bellows for Gunner 2 to bring the bronze cannon. On the raft, our hero sneers. He is fully confident in his powerful pets. With 5 Tier 4 pets and 3 variants, he is ready. Sue warns him about their leader. A third-order ape-man, he asks, making her realize how silly her warning sounded. But then she adds that they have cannons. His calm expression instantly changes. If it is a railgun, he might not handle it. She reassures him they are basic. Just ordinary cannons with a range of over 1,000 meters, depending on the shells. He breathes easier. Honestly, I would too. Anything below a railgun is totally fine. While they speak, the enemy rolls out a bronze cannon and aims it right at them. The captain steps onto the deck, sizing them up with a sinister, arrogant grin. He orders his men not to damage the beauty, since she is worth a massive fortune. As for the man, dead is perfectly fine. Gunner 2 aims and reports ready. Fire, the captain screams. A thunderous roar erupts and a bronze ball streaks toward him. Shark arm, intercept, he shouts. The beast opens its mouth to condense water elements. It fires a water arrow barrage, meeting the massive cannonball midair and piercing it. It explodes instantly, sending shrapnel flying everywhere. Shark arm deploys a water shield, wrapping his body to block the fragments. The shield concentrates defense like solid armor. Keep firing, the captain screams. Blow him to pieces. 3 more bronze cannons roll out, firing 4 shells all at once. As they fly toward him, his pets prepare. Shark Eagle quickly freezes their weapons. Meanwhile, Jenga dismantles the ship. Shark Arm easily picks off the incoming shells. He picks off the shells with water arrows, while Shark Eagle unleashes a devastating frost breath. The chill freezes all 4 cannons, catching an ape-man who had his hand on one. His frozen hand snaps off. He howls, but his crewmates just roll their eyes. They tell him a severed hand is normal here, and at least it is only his left. He can still eat and wipe, but the man wails in complete despair. Apparently, his left hand has been his closest companion since his teenage years. But the rest of the crew has absolutely no time to deal with his bizarre crying. The ship begins to shake violently. What is going on? The captain panics. A sudden report comes in. A powerful sea beast is dismantling their ship from behind. It is a Tier 4 variant with incredible intermediate skills. The captain freezes. His face completely twists in horror as Jenga fires a devastating black rain poison arrow. A single hit corrodes more than half the ship, though he cannot rapid-fire it. While Shark Arm's relentless barrage functions like a rapid-fire machine gun, this opponent has armor. Piercing power, with their ship on the verge of collapse, the pirate captain shouts that he has beasts too, outslides a massive 7-meter, loach-like creature. A fanged sea snake emerges as a system panel identifies the beast. It is a 3rd-tier electric eel, packing 50,000 volts. It easily cooks any target, making it a great power source. Adults are impossible to tame. Knowing the danger, our hero sends his pets. Shark 5 and Jiao far away, as no juvenile can withstand that voltage. He quickly grabs Sue and tells her to head inside the cabin. Sue freezes, suddenly recalling his earlier tease about having a child together. She turns completely red, wondering if romance is moving a bit too fast. While brutal enemies circle outside, she worries her voice might carry out. Or if he just likes the thrill, get on the bed, he commands. Her face burns even hotter, but she quickly scrambles onto the mattress. She nervously adjusts her collar, debating if she should undress. She worries that being too proactive might make her look cheap, softly asking. If they are going to sleep, he tells her to rest, leaving her completely confused. He explains that the giant eel is about to unleash its electric shock. Their raft has been soaked for a week and will easily conduct the current. The wooden frame, cotton pads, and heavy quilts will keep her perfectly safe. Oh, she sighs with a hint of genuine disappointment. Internally, she screams because she was actually hoping for something more. He tosses Yan Yuan onto the mattress beside her and climbs onto the roof. This high spot is his only hope as the sparking eel charges. Talk about bad timing. The pirate captain commands his beast to unleash 50,000 volts. Shark Arm and Shaling immediately rush forward to block the incoming attack. With a water gun barrage, but their watery shield backfires. The electricity travels right back up the stream, shocking them instantly. He orders them to fall back, quietly drawing his desert eagle. The fanged beast lunges toward him with a bloody maw, but he fires 3 times. The heavy rounds pierce its scales, sending it thrashing back into the ocean. Shark Eagle reaches out with an icy blast, freezing the eel solid. His hungry pet wants to immediately devour it, but he quickly stops her. Breaking the ice might let the beast escape, so they focus on the 8 men first. Realizing the eel has failed, Jjigae rallies his men to attack directly. He leaps forward, but Shark Eagle instantly coats the water with thick ice. A series of heavy thuds echoes as 10 diving 8 men crash onto the hard surface. The heaviest warrior, Zhu, lands headfirst and shatters the frost with his skull. He checks their stats as they howl in agonizing pain. Their leader, Jay, is a Tier 3 hybrid with high physical stats. He possesses incredible aquatic agility and shoots high-pressure water. Aside from Jay, the rest of the crew are only low-tier cannon fodder. Knowing a peaceful retreat is impossible, Jay orders a desperate, do-or-die charge. Secretly, he is already looking for a quick way to escape. He intends to report to his superiors and return with a massive fleet. He wanted to capture and sell him to recoup losses, but he stands still, calling. Jensen silently. Suddenly, 8 giant tentacles pierce through the ice, skewering every ape. Man besides Jay, instantly dragging the bloody corpses into the sea as food, only. Jay remains, protesting that using sea beasts is a cheap sneak attack for sore losers. That is his principle, he replies. If he can use hands, he does not use his mouth. If he can pay, he avoids doing it himself. If he can gang up, he never fights solo, any last. Words our hero asks coldly. Jay demands one last request, utterly refusing to accept defeat. I see monsters. He demands a duel, promising to leave with the cargo if he wins, if he loses. His life and cargo are forfeit. Frankly, he just looks at him like a complete idiot, as long as he orders his pets, Jay's life and cargo are already forfeit, so a duel changes. Nothing, Jay sneers, asking if he plans to swarm him. Not exactly, he yawns, agreeing to fight. Against someone like you, he is more than enough. Having eaten a bit much lately, he wants some quick exercise, even lowering the difficulty by fighting completely barehanded. He steps onto the ice and beckons. Jay snarls that he will not be polite, baring his sharp fangs as he charges, stopping 5 meters off to spit a sharp water stream, a basic 8-man. Ability weaker than Shaoling's gun but sharp as a spear. Our hero does not dodge. Jay smiles, knowing the stream will only injure. He would rather see his enemy live in pain than die quickly, but the water suddenly turns midair, swerving around him. Reversing and accelerating straight back. Impossible, Jay shouts, moving too fast to escape. Dying instantly as his own attack pierces his throat. No mercy, the water. Spirit body is incredibly useful, our hero notes. He can manipulate water freely and easily reflect an enemy's water attack. Utilizing his water spirit body, he manipulated the currents to redirect the jet. He never fights a battle he is not prepared for, which is why he agreed so quickly. Even in close combat, he could have blasted seawater at him from below. Either way, Jay was doomed. Our protagonist walks over and decomposes him, getting 10 hard scales and nothing more. No ghost crystals or cores. Underwater, 8 men yield no cores, probably because intelligent species simply do not. Fortunately, Jug mentioned plenty of cargo. Otherwise, this would have been a heavy loss. He steps onto the sailing ship, his desert eagle ready, alert for any survivors. No one remains, only wooden crates. These crates act as storage, like his backpack, crafted from wood at the crafting table with 50 slots holding 50 wood, 50 stones, or 50 assorted items. They are not infinite. Refrigerators also exist, made of ice cubes for food only. Holding meat, apples, buns, rice, and fresh water against expiration. He opens a crate, and his eyes widen. 50 pieces of wood sit inside, 10 crates, 500 total, the most he has ever seen, along with 100 iron and copper ores, smeltable into 100 ingots each, plus 2 crates of 50 iron and 50 copper ingots. Already smelted, plus a crate of coal. Talk about striking it rich. Now he will keep robbing ape men's ships and fishermen's vessels, too, since ape men treat fishermen as bosses. Employees driving a Benz means the bosses ride in a Maserati. A horse does not grow fat without night grass, nor a man rich without windfall wealth. Since the fishermen have their own pirate group, he might as well form one targeting both. The Beast King pirates, 4 bronze cannons remain frozen on the deck, and he is not letting them go. Beneath the cannons is another crate holding 20 bronze cannonballs, 20 black iron cannonballs, and a blueprint. Suddenly, his bracelet pings the. He finally unlocked the cannonball synthesis blueprint. Only for cannonballs, though not cannons. A shame, since he wanted to sell the Desert Eagle, but having 4 bronze cannons here is plenty of firepower to play with. The panel reads exquisite bronze cannon, range 1,000 meters, dual use. Direct hit heavily wounds tier 4 beasts, and durability is 85 of 100. Bronze means single impact, while black iron explodes for blast and shrapnel. To craft them, he needs 5 copper or iron ingots and 20 units of gunpowder. But absolute cannonball freedom is still a long way off. The biggest bottleneck is gunpowder, and only Yuyan can supply the saltpeter and sulfur. So he rubs his temples. For absolute ammo freedom, he will work brutal 12-hour shifts every single day, preparing 100 portions of sulfur and saltpeter. Daily no sleep, no pay. He suddenly feels like a heartless, black-hearted boss, and almost backs away from the plan, but his conscience can easily take a back seat. If money flows,